Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the XFL. I am your host, James Phoenix, as always. With me tonight is the Queen of Hearts, Tiff.
Hey y'all.
All right. So this is going to be a bit of a rotating dealio tonight. Risa could not be with us this evening, so she will not be joining us. However, Tiff is here for now. We're going to cover SmackDown first so she can get to bed. And if this is timing out right, and I think it will, by the time we're done scoring SmackDown, or shortly thereafter, Jeff will be here. And Tiff can go to bed, and Jeff can take over with me, and we'll wrap up through Raw 205. If that doesn't work, I may be by myself for a little while in the middle, but that's okay. Not a big deal. So, we will go ahead and kick this off. This is the XFL 4 last week, April 22nd was the Monday, and April 23rd for SmackDown 205. We're running a little bit late, a few days late, so I do apologize for that. But today's episode, I called it simply the Firefly Funhouse, because that was the kind of the big thing of last week. Let's be fair. That's what everybody was talking about. So we're going to go ahead and kick off with SmackDown. Before I do that, let's go ahead and check on the scores. Here. All right. I want to hide that. I want to go over here and present. There we go. Okay. So we still don't have team names, by the way. I'd really be nice if everybody came up with some team names. But in the meantime, as of right now, runs as follows. Jeff is in the lead at 906 points. I'm in second at 819 points. Tiff is in third there at 686 points, and Risa's trailing in last at 394.
It's a good lead for you considering the last two seasons you
Yeah,
were probably in about third place.
it's probably going to get better considering AJ won a specialty match and a separate main event on Raw.
Yes.
So that's certainly going to help me. We'll see if I overtake Jeff or not.
We shall see.
I think it'll be decent for everybody. Risa might have gotten nailed because there's rumors that Leo Rush might have been quietly let go. So we'll have to see if that happens. But on the plus side for her, Elias is kind of in this sort of regular feud with Roman Reigns. So that's getting Elias points. Bobby Lashley is doing something now. He appeared on Miz TV this past Monday. And Carmella is in the Money in the Bank ladder match. So that is some good stuff there. Like I said, the Miz is in the men's Money in the Bank match, as is Rey Mysterio, and she's got some possibilities there.
Yep.
So we'll see how those points pan out.
And Jeff might not be happy considering what happened on SmackDown this week.
Yeah, the Hardys relinquish the SmackDown tag titles, but we will cover that in this coming Saturday's video covering this week's shows. But in the meantime, let's go to the leaderboards.
And
Kofi
she
King.
has Finn Balor in the Money in the Bank as well.
That's true. She has
Miz.
Balor. Yeah, Balor's kicking all kinds of ass, so that helped.
Yeah.
He's currently carrying her team. So in the lead, we have the WWE Champion Kofi Kingston at 161 points, followed by the Universal Champion Seth freaking Rollins at 119. The Intercontinental Champion, the aforementioned Finn Balor, is in here at 116. Xavier Woods of the New Day has 83 points, just 1 point ahead of the Cruiserweight Champion Tony Nese at 82, who is 1 point ahead of his Cruiserweight, one of his main Cruiserweight challengers, Oney Lorcan, who is at 81. Peyton Royce, one half of these women's tag champs, coming in at 72, followed by the one and only Ricochet at 71. The now injured and soon to be removed from this roster, Jeff Hardy, is at 68 points. Formerly one half of the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. And Billie Kay, the other half of the women's tag champs, rounding out the top 10 at 66 points.
Did Jeff say anything about Black Lachey splitting up?
He did not. So is the Bar, because Cesaro is now on Raw, while Sheamus, even though he hasn't been around, is still on SmackDown. It is what it is. So I'm going to put these guys in order, and let's go see what happened on to SmackDowns. SmackDown is live from Lincoln, Nebraska. Right out in the breadbasket of America.
Or Penny from.
What's that?
Penny from Big Bang.
Oh, nice. Bazinga. Anyway, it's worth noting this was actually at the University of Nebraska. That's how they kept crediting it. The University of Nebraska campus is in Lincoln.
Mm-hmm.
But we open things up with the best in the world, Shane McMahon. Shane entered to a lot of boos and did some dancing. He then required ring announcer Greg Hamilton to introduce him properly, which he did. And Shane then said they're not there to talk about him. They're there to talk about Roman Reigns, and specifically what Roman did to Shane's father, Vince McMahon, last week. And they showed the clip where Roman Reigns gave both Vince and Elias a Superman punch. And Shane then was disgusted by this and wondered, what kind of man hits another man's father like that?
And the crowd replied, you.
Yep. Of course, he attacked him to George Zanin. And Shane said that his dad is one of the greatest men that ever lived. Vince is like a national treasure, and hitting Vince is like disgracing the American flag, defacing Mount.
He said Mount
Mushmore. Oops.
Yeah. But he kept going like he didn't flub, but hey, it was said.
Still, I don't know. Does that? We haven't really set a precedent for whether there is a possibility for botch points to be applied to verbal botches.
No, but I mean there've been quite a few, I'm sure.
Yeah. Something to think about. Anyway, he got it wrong. So anyway, he kept going. I said that Roman Reigns didn't just strike down his father, but he hit the chairman and CEO of a billion-dollar company. And most importantly, he hit Vincent Kennedy McMahon, Shane's father. And Shane wondered if he should levy a major fine against Roman, suspend him, or terminate him. But he said they're going to settle it right here, right now in this ring, and called Roman to bring his ass out there. And it's not a request because Roman works for his family, and that's an order. And so Roman comes out. Decent pop. Got in the ring and tossed the microphone without saying a word, so Shane tossed his aside as well. But Elias then ran to the ring. Reigns slid out of the ring and attacked Elias on the floor. Shane then came over to cheap assault, and Reigns came back through some punches. There was assaulting all around. I double team on Roman Reigns blatantly, and Roman was not able to make a comeback after the double team, and he was hit with a drift away from Elias and left lying in the ring. All right, so what is that on points? I guess that would be assault to everybody and a promo to Shane.
Yeah, but I'm not done yet.
Okay.
We have with Shane we have promo and we have assault, which is 9, and he gets 2. He has 2 moves. 11 points.
Okay. What about 25? Okay.
We have Roman. He is, as we have already said, 5 for the promo, 4 for the assault, and he has 2 moves, and he also gets 11 points.
Okay, puts him at 55.
We have Elias. He also gets 5 for promo, 4 for an assault, and 3 moves gives him 12.
Well, puts him at 30. Nope, I said 32. There we go. Alrighty. Not bad. Good open of the show. Announce team, hyping things up. Commercial break. Replays upon return from commercial. Elias and Shane were shown backstage, and Shane said that Vince's dad would have been proud of what Elias just did, and Elias said that there were more lessons to come for Roman Reigns. So did you count that as a separate promo, or?
I don't think I counted it at all, considering they already had promo points from the opening number.
That's fair. I respect that. Moving on, more clips from last week's SmackDown showing the Kevin Owens joining the New Day. And Kofi was then interviewed by Kayla Braxton in the back. Anyway, Kobe said that the magic that the WWE Universe gave him is in his heart, and all is right in the world. Xavier Woods showed up to tell Kobe to say it again, and Kobe repeated that he is the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Say it louder for the people in the back. I am your WWE World Heavyweight Champion. With appropriate groinal motions.
Mm-hmm.
And Kobe then said that Big E's out recuperating with an injury, but he'll be back soon enough. But right now they have an honorary member of the New Day, Big O, who comes out and says that tonight is a big night because it's Kofi versus Shinsuke Nakamura. And Owen says that he knows Kofi will win because New Day Rocks. New Day Rocks. New Day Rocks. All right.
For a minute, I thought you were going to keep going. And going. And going.
Day Rocks. So that would be promos to those three gentlemen?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So we got Kofi. Let me see. We got KO.
Oh, stop
No, I'm not going to stop it.
it. Not you.
I'm the only one here.
Cat.
Cats don't talk.
Baby or...
Yeah. You good?
Yep.
All right. Moving on. Finn Balor came out to the ring with his title. And we saw a clip of Andrade beating him on Raw the week before. And Andrade and Zelina Vega were shown backstage at Gorilla, and Zelina cut a promo saying that Finn Balor tried to run away from them in the Superstar Shakeup, but there is no escaping Andrade. And Andrade that he wanted the Intercontinental title and to destroy the myth of Finn Balor. So that would be a promo to all three of those folks. Actually, no, just two. We're not talking about. Finn didn't do that. Promo to Andrade and Zelina. Nice if I paid attention to what I'm talking about. Andrade. That's going to put me at 50. Cool. Rolling on. We go to a match. Finn Balor versus Andrade with Zelina Vega. And let's see. It's a non-title match. And Balor got distracted by Zelina pretty early on, and Andrade threw him out of the ring and then hit a corkscrew crossbody block on the floor. After a commercial break, Andrade was in control with an armbar and tried to slam Balor, but he countered it with a DDT. Andrade then charged at Balor, who kicked him in the head, and he went up top. Andrade crouched him on the top rope, but Balor countered with a sunset flip into a 2, then threw Andrade out of the ring with a back body drop, and then hit his big suicide dive. They got back in the ring, and Andrade hit a back elbow, and the double knee attack in the corner, got a 2 off it. Balor then hit an elbow drop to the chest to put Andrade down. Zelina Vega jumped up on the apron and jumped off, missed Balor, and jumped into Andrade's arms. Andrade put Zelina Vega down, and Balor drop kicked Andrade into the turnbuckle, went up top, and hit a coup de grace for the pin. Now, Zelina Vega go to the top rope. So remember, she can, she actually is, a wrestler. They could use some more fresh talent in the women's roster. But I see Zelina Vega as a heel in the women's roster on a solo, but I guess Andrade does need her. His English isn't particularly good. So what do we got for points for that match, Tiff?
Okay, we have Zelina as 5 for an accompaniment and 6 for distraction, which gives her 11 points.
For 33.
33. We have Andrade. He has 5 for the match and 4 move points, gives him 9 points.
All right, puts him at 59.
59. We have Finn. He has 5 for the match, 20 for the win. He has a 3 for a counter of the slam, and he has 7 move points, gives him 35 points.
All right. So 35 is 45, and 6 is 151.
In the top 10.
And the top 10.
Already in the top 10.
Yeah, stays in the top 10 so far. All right. So after that match, we come backstage to Elias singing with his guitar, and he sang a song about a proposition for Roman Reigns and challenged Roman Reigns to a match at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. And Shane then showed up saying it was an awesome idea. Let's get out of there. And then they got into a car and left together. So I guess it's promo to Elias.
And Shane?
Do you think Shane should get a full or should he get a mini?
Probably Mini. He didn't say much.
28 then. All right.
There we go. Ready?
All right. Kairi Sane made her entrance with her new tag team partner, Asuka, and their manager, Paige. And now, after a commercial, we saw a clip from earlier in the day of Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville talking trash about Paige and how they aren't going to reunite Absolution. And Byron Saxton said that they were just jealous of Paige's new team. The Iconics then entered, women's tag titles in tow, and they cut a promo and made a bunch of Avengers jokes, saying that instead of superheroes, Paige has super lamos. And then they intentionally said Kairi Sane's name wrong. Peyton says she's ready to give Kairi her first loss on SmackDown Live. And they finish up by saying that they are the future, and the future is iconic. God, I hate that.
Yep. So, do we give Sonya and Mandy promo points?
Yes, we do, because it was new content, even though it was pre-recorded. So Sonya and Mandy will get promo. 1 for Sonya. And 20 for Mandy Rose. And then the Iconics also get a promo. Unless you want to wait and cover that with the match points.
I kind of covered it with the match points.
Okay, let's go to it's a one-on-one match. Kairi Sane with Asuka and Paige in her corner versus Peyton Royce with Billie Kay in her corner. It was not a long match.
Nope, like a 1 minute.
Yeah, Peyton Royce stomped on Kairi Sane to start the match. She countered with a dragon screw leg whip, kick to the back of the head, running neck breaker, running headbutt to the ribs, sliding forearm to the gut, and the impressive insane elbow off the top for a match that ended in about a minute. And then after the match, while the Sane, Asuka, and Paige were celebrating, Mandy Rose's music hits. Mandy Rose came out to the stage with Sonya Deville, and they mockingly applauded them and had a stare down. They will not get any extra points for that. There you go. Also, Kairi Sane and Asuka really need a team name.
They need a team name?
Yes, I think they need a team name. It's kind of a mouthful.
Well, isn't... oh, you're going to tell it to me.
No, I'm saying they need one.
Oh, okay.
I would suggest you. I've seen some people on the internet referring to them as Oskairi. I can
I
see
don't know if
Oscar.
I like that.
I can see Oskyrie. It's not terrible, but I think they could do better.
Mm.
And of course, not counting the the people who were mocking WWE's choice of putting people of similar race and nationality together, who were calling them the Japanese experience.
Yeah, that's what Jeff said last week.
After that whole stupid Viking experience thing on Raw, and luckily they got the message. Everybody hated that name, and they changed it to the Viking Raiders for the time being.
Mm.
Although other people on the internet pointed out that those are two different football teams, and that's very confusing. Anyway, points.
Yes, points. We have Asuka and Paige, 5 points each for accompaniment.
Sounds good. 44 for Asuka. And Paige is up to 20.
Alrighty, and then we have Billy for promo and accompaniment, so 5 points each. She gets 10.
Okay, that puts her at 76.
We have next we have Peyton. She has 5 for promo, 5 for the match, and 1 move. She gets 11 points.
You're at 83.
83, and then we have Kyrie. So she has 5 for the match, 20 for the win, and then she has 6 move points. She has 31 points.
Now we're at 67.
Alrighty.
All right, cool. Rolling on through the program. We followed this up with an entrance by Jinder Mahal and the Singh brothers, who are now on SmackDown.
Did you miss something?
Did I?
Yep.
What did I miss?
Something with Alistair.
That's next.
Really?
Yeah. It was Jinder and the
Oh
Singh brothers
yeah, I
came out.
see it now.
Jinder and the Singh brothers walked out, and then they threw it a commercial. They did that stupid thing they like to do where the guys come out and then they go to a commercial. So, yeah, obviously Jinder and the Singhs didn't.
It's because of how I got it marked on my end.
Yeah, Jinder and the Singh brothers didn't do anything until after the commercial. But after the commercial, we cut to Aleister Black in a dark room, saying that we know who he is. I can't begin to explain the complexity of my tragic character, but like all good things, give it time. And I'm sure the world that you grew up in will have me condemned.
And he stared at the camera.
Yeah, Aleister Black is awesome. Promo to Aleister Black. Knowing they were going to break them up and do this, I might have put in more effort to get Black a Shay, but Jeff was a smart one, so fair enough. Anyway, after that, we then go to the ring where Chad Gable, newly back on SmackDown via the separation from Bobby Roode, now Robert Roode, in the Superstar shakeup. And Chad Gable comes out with the intent of having a singles match against Jinder Mahal, but unfortunately, Lars Sullivan decided, no, it's not going to happen. And Lars Sullivan attacked Gable from behind on his way to the ring, picked him up and drove him back first into the ring post, really hard too. Then got in the ring and faced off with Jinder. Jinder was smart enough to bail the hell out of the ring at this. The Singh brothers were not so lucky, and they got beat up. Samir ate a freak accident slam, and then Sunil ate a running powerbomb. And then Lars posed and yelled because he's new brawn.
I guess we have Chad just for an appearance or whatnot, just for
Yeah,
showing
pretty
up.
much. Chad showed up, so he gets. We don't do appearance points anymore, so it's basically the equivalent of a mini promo.
Promo.
So he gets 3 points. Yeah,
So he gets 3, not 5.
I mean we can give him 5. Doesn't really matter.
Well, you guys had changed up the scoring process on me,
Yeah, well,
so.
that's just it. We didn't think appearance points bared reasoning for existing, since anything there would be considered a promo. So I would say in this case, really all he did was come out, get picked up and slammed into a ring post. I would say maybe 3 points because it wasn't a match, so you don't want to give him the equivalent of really doing anything. So I would say 3.
Okay.
And
So we're gonna.
given the Chad Gable is on my own team,
Yeah.
I feel like that gives me authority to not give myself more points if I so choose.
So I guess that would be the same idea with Gender, Truth, Sunil, and Samir.
Oh, I forgot the R-Truth part. I stopped. R-Truth ran out to the ring and attacked Lars Sullivan because he has a death wish. And he went for a jumping kick, got caught, and got slammed into the mat really hard, and then ate a running power bomb. Missed that part. Right. So, yeah, pretty much. They're pretty much all gonna. Truth is gonna get a full-on assault because he went out and he actually attacked Sullivan with a jumping kick. So Truth will get assault, but yeah, Jinder and the Singh brothers will get 3 each for showing up on the program.
Gender, that's gonna be his first points since he
Yeah, for all 3 of them.
Since we started.
All 3 of them.
Yep.
They made it on the show, and that's good. They did something for your team.
Yeah. And then we have Truth.
Yeah, he's gonna get 4 for an assault.
And then he gets 3 for showing up, or it's a 5.
Oh no, the assault is in place of the showing up points. The showing up points are just if they haven't done anything else to earn points, but we're on the show. That's really the point of that. So R-Truth gets 4 for an assault. I guess is that jumping kick one of his moves? You score SmackDown. You know better than I do.
Yes.
Then that's 5 points to R-Truth. That's what's up.
And just when I think I get it all down, you guys throw things at me and
Just when you think you got all the answers, I change the questions.
Let's shake things up a bit.
That was my really horrible Roddy Piper impression.
Okay, dokie, so that's that.
Moving on. Commercial break. We come back from it to a clip of Elias and Shane from earlier. Nothing for that. Roman Reigns is interviewed by Caleb Braxton in the locker room. And Reigns said that Elias got his licks in and he hopes they were worth it because at Money in the Bank, he's going to break his jaw, so he's never going to sing again. And as that, he accepts Elias's challenge. So, promo to Roman Reigns.
Promo to Roman.
60. We then go to the ring to hear from person that needs to go away and let other people have the spotlight for a while, Charlotte Flair. No offense to Reese's roster, who could certainly use Charlotte's points.
I was going to say, no. I was going to say, I'm not sure if Risa would like that, though.
I know. I'm saying from a practical perspective, not from a points perspective. Anyway, she was wearing full ring gear, including her big-ass peacock robe. And there was a lot of wooing. And she said that at WrestleMania 35 in the main event, in a winner-take-all match, 3 of the very best in the business went head-to-head to head. And said that you got Ronda Rousey, the baddest woman on the planet. There was Becky Lynch, the man, and then there was the queen, of course, herself. And mentioned that Becky Lynch pinned Ronda Rousey and won the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championships. I didn't tap out. I didn't get pinned. So what that means is that Ronda Rousey lost my championship. And stated that Becky Lynch did not beat her for the SmackDown Women's title, and that she wants Becky 2 belts to explain why she is the champion when she did not beat Charlotte. because apparently Becky beat up Charlotte so hard that she forgot how the rules of WWE work. And now Becky Two Belts heads out. Big pop. Gets in the ring with her 2 belts. And points out to Charlotte that it's a winner-take-all match. And rightfully so, asks Charlotte if she's aware of what that means. I explained that she didn't beat Flair, but she beat Ronda Rousey, whom nobody else could beat. And added that she's beaten Charlotte Flair so many times that she wanted to beat Rousey because she already knew that she could beat Charlotte. And added that when it was all over, she walked out with both their titles, and there wasn't a damn thing either of you could do about it. And Charlotte replied that the only injustice is that Becky is holding the SmackDown Women's title that she never beat Flair for. And she said that every time Lacey Evans is knocking out Becky on Raw, all Becky sees is Charlotte Flair. It's all over her Twitter and every promo Becky Lynch does, referencing how she keeps referring to Lacey Evans as New Charlotte. And Becky and let's see here. Lost my spot here. Becky responded to Charlotte saying that she has beaten and owned Charlotte countless times, and added that Charlotte was on her worst winning streak, saying that, and Charlotte said that Becky was about right about that, and says that she thinks Becky is scared because her days are numbered, and that Becky has everything to lose, and Charlotte has nothing to lose. So after Becky faces Lacey Evans, Charlotte is next in line, and she's taking her SmackDown Women's title back. Becky countered, wondering how Charlotte was next in line, and told her to shut her face, you stupid dope. And said that what she wants is for Charlotte to clear the way for Becky, Mickie James, Ember Moon, and all the other women back there that deserve an opportunity because she wants new challenges and new opponents. Pointing out that Charlotte is the web that management won't let me get untangled from. But you know what? Fine, Charlotte. After I run right through Lacey Evans, if you want to work your way from the bottom to the top, I'll still be Becky Two Belts. And Charlotte adds that she's done it 8 times and she'll do it 9. This led to Bayley coming out to the ring, Bayley buddies and all, saying that the Superstar Shakeup is supposed to be about fresh starts, but all she sees is a rerun. And she got into the ring thanking Becky for the shout out and mentioned Becky beating Charlotte and reminded Becky the number of times she's beaten Bayley, which happens to be 0. Accurate. Charlotte told Becky not to listen to Bayley and told her to get to the back of the line because this is Charlotte's show, title or no title. And Bayley replied that Charlotte needs to stop thinking that she's owed a title shot. Let's find out who deserves one. And Charlotte went to say something else, and Becky just slapped the microphone out of her hand and basically non-verbally challenging Charlotte to a match right here, right now.
Mm-hmm.
We go to a commercial break, and we come back from said commercial break to that aforementioned match. Did you want to score the promo separate, or is it part of the match?
This time I have it separate. I don't know
Okay,
why
let's do
I didn't do it together.
That's all right. Let's do promo points. What do we got?
5 points for everybody.
Okay, sounds good. Go up here to Charlotte. It's at 35. We'll go to Becky Two Belts. Go to 65. And then we got ourselves Bayley. Yeah, okay. Top 10 for Bayley. How about that? All right, so Bayley then had a match against Charlotte, where she shoved Charlotte down after Charlotte tried to intimidate her with her superior height. Flair went on the apron, went for a shoulder tacker, as Bayley hit a neckbreaker off the ropes, then a sliding drop kick that took Charlotte out to the floor. She then charged with a running cross body block, elbow to the back, and a clothesline. Charlotte countered with a neckbreaker and a head whip, then sent Bayley to the turnbuckle twice. They exchanged some slaps, and then Flair hit a strike to the head. Bayley got a roll-up attempt on Charlotte for a 2, and then followed it with a cross body block off the turnbuckle for another 2, then a shoulder tackle against the turnbuckle, a kick to the head. Charlotte countered with an elbow, a knee to the back of Bayley's left leg to weaken her vertical base, and then continued working on that left leg with some more knee attacks into a break. Admittedly, you got to give Charlotte that veteran credit. That is a smart strategy. Take out Bayley's knee, and you take out all of her speed, and at the same time, it weakens softens her up for the figure 8. That is some good match strategy right there. After a commercial break, Charlotte was still working on that knee, but Bayley managed to escape a roll-up and hit a knee to the head. Then a clothesline for a 2. Flair avoided a belly-to-back slam and followed with a big boot to the face. Got very upset when the big boot only got her a 2 count. She then set Bayley up by the turnbuckle and went for a moonsault, but Bayley rolled out of the way. And Charlotte landed, but buckled her knee a little bit as she landed. Bayley then hit her with a belly-to-back suplex, got a 2. Then countered another knee attack by throwing Charlotte into the ropes. Then hit her with a sunset flip that sent Charlotte's head into the middle turnbuckle, which was an impressive as hell move that looked like it hurt. Bayley then went up top, but Charlotte took out her left knee again, crunched her on the rope. Bayley managed to reverse it into an inside cradle, but Charlotte popped back up, hit a spear, and got a pinfall on Bayley for the win. And according to the stipulations established when we come back from the commercial, a match against Becky Lynch at the Bank pay-per-view. So Becky Two Belts will defend both of her 2 belts at the Money in the Bank. We will see if she can succeed. And as much as, you know, and especially given the fact that I don't have a horse in either of those races, I'm kind of hoping Becky retains, if only because I feel like it really undermines her whole Becky Two Belt stick if she can't at least defend them both once.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Agreed.
All
and
right.
considering Stacey Evans has just come on the scene, I really don't think that she's going to be getting the Raw Women's Championship.
Yeah, I
Although,
would.
sorry, go ahead.
There have been a lot of rumors she was in line for a big push, so it's possible. I don't know. I would say if Becky does drop either belt at the pay-per-view, it's going to be the Raw winner, Lacey Evans. I believe.
But even if she doesn't, even if Lacey doesn't get it, and Becky like still wins, and she loses SmackDown, that just means she goes to Raw.
Right.
And
But I
vice
hope
versa.
I hope that she keeps them both just for, like, you know, it doesn't have to be forever. Like, I mean, you got this pay-per-view coming up here, this Money in the Bank. Let her hold them both through Money in the Bank, and then at the next pay-per-view, which, by the way, if I have calculated correctly, will be the June 17th pay-per-view, the newly added pay-per-view referred to as Stomping Grounds.
Mm-hmm.
Then she could drop one of the belts there, and I think we would have justified the 2 belts deal, and we could be okay to separate them again. It depends on how badly they want those belts separated again.
Mm-hmm.
We will have to wait and see. But in the meantime, points.
Mm-hmm.
What do we got?
Bayley has 5 for the match, and she has 3 for counter. She has 3 for an escape of a roll up. She has 13 moves, gives her 24 points.
Kicking out of a roll up does not constitute an escape.
Well, then take away 3, and she has 21 points.
Sounds like a plan. That's going to put her in an even 90 points. Yeah, it's only if you reverse or counter out of a submission hold. A pinfall isn't really a move per se, so we don't normally count kicking out of that because you have to stay in the match. So it's not like, not that you don't have to do it in a submission hold too, but it just, we've never counted pinfalls as that because anybody can pull a roll up out of nowhere. It's not really, you know, a move for anybody. Anyway, Charlotte.
She has 5 for a match, 20 for the win. She has 3 for an evasion of the belly to back, and 7 moves, gives her 35 points.
Which is what she already had, which is nice because that puts her on a nice even 70. Bada boom. Rolling along. Let's see. After that, Charlotte celebrated the win with the announcers noting that she's going to get that title match. Becky Lynch was watching on the monitor in the back and was approached by Kayla Braxton, who interviewed her. And Becky said that holding these championships means doing double duty, and said that she'll beat Lacey Evans before she can take her gloves off. And everybody knows that she can beat Charlotte. Kayla Braxton pointed out that Becky has not faced Lacey Evans, and while Charlotte is a former 8-time women's champion. And Becky said that she's betting on herself and said that she'll defend both titles at Money in the Bank, while adding that at the end of the night, she'll still be Becky Two Belts.
Promo to Becky?
Promo to Becky, and if she pulls that off, that's going to be what you need to get back into contention with Jeff and I. that's 50. Could that be 50 on retention points plus 60 on match wins for Becky alone? So that's 110 points purely on winning the matches, not even on competition or moves or anything. That'd be a big gain for you if she pulls that off.
That would be interesting if she managed to pull off the 2 retentions for the both belts.
Yeah. All right.
Be interesting to see what the points would be.
Very much, yeah. Because then you gotta figure if you look at the points where they are right now. I flop over here for a second. Just take a look at these scores. Right now you are about 220 points behind Jeff in the lead right now. In fact, you're exactly 220 points behind Jeff in the lead. So if you gotta, you gotta assume that if Becky pulled that off and had the 60 plus 50 be 110 plus, which you got to figure Becky will probably have minimum 125 points between the two, probably more, which would be a big boon to closing that gap, which would close the gap to about 80 points. So that's not bad. And if you pulled that off, you'd definitely be ahead of me.
Mm-hmm.
At least as of the moment. We're gonna have to see where I end up after my double AJ matches for Raw when we get there.
Yeah. Your double who?
My double AJ matches. Because AJ Styles won a triple threat match to qualify for the main event, which he then won to earn a title shot against Seth Rollins.
Okay, yes.
So AJ has 2 matches, one of which is a special day, one of which is the main event. So AJ got a butt fuck of points for Monday Night Raw.
Mm-hmm.
Like a big old fuckload of points. Anyway, so the announcers ran down the card. We then cut to the New Day's opening with Big O doing the open, and he came out with the New Day. And we find out, the announcers remind us that Big E is recovering from an injury, and which we know was a knee surgery. They're not saying it was a knee surgery, but it was a knee surgery. And apparently his knee surgery torn meniscus must not have been nearly as bad as I thought it was, because the reports are saying he'll be back in like 6 weeks, when if it were a fully torn meniscus, that's more like 6 months. So if Big E's only out for a month and a half, it must be a minor meniscus tear. It must not be serious, and that's a good thing.
Right.
All right. So Shinsuke then came out with Ruru and Ruru's wife Lana. And we went to a commercial break. And after the commercial break, we come back, and Xavier Woods and Big O set themselves up at the usual pancake-laden New Day announce table. And we go to our main event match, a one-on-one match between Kofi Kingston and Shinsuke Nakamura. So, Nakamura is a non-title match, by the way. Nakamura was aggressive, starting things off with a headbutt and a back elbow, and then a drop kick. So wait, no, that's. God, I really hate when they do these recaps and they don't get the names of the guys right. Because then it says Nakamura was aggressive on Nakamura. It's like, no, that's not how that works.
Yes, I know.
So I'm going to go with Kofi was aggressive with a headbutt, a back elbow, and a drop kick that sent Nakamura out of the ring. Then hit a splash where he used the ropes to get more height, which is pretty cool. Nakamura went for a triangle choke submission back in the ring, but Kofi turned it into a 2-count pinfall attempt. Then kicked Nakamura, went for a frog splash to the back, which got a 2. Then threw Nakamura out of the ring and went for a dive, but he got kicked in the ribs on the way down and then ate a knee drop on the apron. Went to a commercial break and came back from it to Nakamura with a headlock, keeping Kofi grounded and slowing the match down. Then he dumped Kofi out of the ring, and Kofi avoided a whip into the steel steps, but Nakamura punched him in the ribs and then hit a sliding kick to the back of the neck. Owens and Woods were on commentary again. They encouraged Kofi to come back from this. Nakamura then hit a monkey flip, stole my move. Kingston landed on his feet and did a come on taunt, then hit a standing drop kick. Missed a corner splash, though, and Nakamura countered with a kick to the back of the neck, then a snap German suplex off the middle rope, which was pretty cool looking. And he then charged Kingston, who came back with a double foot stomp to the chest. And Kingston then avoided 2 kicks, hit an SOS. And when he went for the pinfall, Rusev jumped in the ring and attacked him, leading to a disqualification of Shinsuke Nakamura and a DQ victory for Kofi Kingston.
So no win points for you.
Correct. That sucks, but do you want to score up to that point, or you want me to cover the rest first?
Not if you're going to score it all together.
Long as
Because
are
I
you
have
good?
it all,
You have it
separate.
Okay, then go ahead and do the match first.
Okay, we have Lana with 5 company points.
Yes. Okay.
Alright.
What else?
21. We have Rusev with 5 company and 6 for interference gives him 11.
11 points to Ruru. Remember when Rusev Day was a thing and Rusev was like the hottest guy in the company? I miss those days.
Monkey's uncle, what did I just do?
I don't know. What did you just do?
I thought I did something.
I don't know what you did.
Alright,
I can't
so
see anything over on your end.
we have Xavier and Kevin both with 5 for an accompaniment and 5 for commentary gives them 10 points, unless you're
That
going
is
to correct me.
no, that is correct. 98. And Big O gets 10, puts him at 77.
What is
And
wrong on this end?
that top 10
I
spot for Big O. What is your
I have
malfunction?
Xavier is at 98 points, which is fine, I know. But he should, on my end, he should be lighting up yellow for him to be in like one of the top 10, but it's not.
Well, that's weird. Then you have somebody else that's got the wrong points.
Well, we'll figure that out.
Well, if you want to run from the top, you can run through who you have in the top 10, and I'll tell you who's not supposed to be there.
Okay, let's see, 10 at 77. Do you want to do that now, or?
I mean, if you want to finish scoring the match first, we can.
Okay, yeah. So then we have Shinsuke. He has 5 for the match, 4 for the main event. He has 3 for a counter of a dive, and 8 move points. Gives him 20 points.
All right, puts him at 46.
46.
Must have done a lot of moves.
We have Kofi has 5 for the match, 4 for the main event. He has 3 for a counter of the triangle, and he has 6 points for evasion of 2 kicks, if that's correct. And then he has another one, evasion for and a whip gives him. He has 5 move points, excuse me, and he's 26 points.
Whip isn't really a move. I wouldn't count that evasion.
Okay, so minus that 3, he gets 23 points.
23 sounds good. That's going to be, let's see, 86 from 189. All right, so start from the top, and we'll see, read me off who you have in the top 10, and we'll see who's there that's not supposed to be there.
Alrighty, just give me 1 second.
All right, ahead. Yeah. I want to be honest, what I might actually do to make this easier on everybody, but easier on you and I, since we're the two that keep track of this shit, because I realized I can transfer this over to a Google Sheet. So I might, if I find time this week, I might transfer it over to a Google Sheet, and then it'll just be an online document we can both access, and we'll both have it all the time, and it'll always be accurate, and you won't have to do this anymore.
Okay, let's see what we got.
Go for it.
I have Kofi at 189.
No, start from the top. Oh, you put it in actual You put in an actual top 10 order. Okay, that's fine. Hang on, let me throw mine
Yeah,
up
I
there.
did.
Okay, yeah, Kofi. Yep, that's right.
Finn 151.
Mm-hmm.
Seth 119.
Mm-hmm.
Xavier 98. Bailey 90. Peyton 83. Tony 82. Oni 81. Kevin 77. And Billy 76.
That's correct.
Yeah, well, I mean, after I changed all of it. It seemed to go, but I mean, I don't understand why when I was going through scoring it didn't color up.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it might have glitched itself or something weird.
Yeah.
Or it either glitched itself, or there was some kind of issue with something that got rectified in terms of Xavier's points. The other question I would ask is if you had, because you have to click out of Xavier's box before it turns yellow. So if you hadn't done that, that might be why it hadn't immediately turned yellow if you were still in a box.
Nope.
No, I don't know
That
that.
didn't happen.
I got nothing. All right, let's move on.
Okay.
Also, I will just take a preemptive note here. Unlikely as it is. Jeff, if you're out there listening, we're just about done with SmackDown, so if you'd like to pop in, now would be a good time. Anyway, post-match, Rusev continued attacking Kofi Kingston until Xavier and Kevin Owens got in the ring. Owens grabbed Rusev and threw him out of the ring. Xavier then tossed Shinsuke out of the ring. And Xavier Woods then ran at Kevin Owens, who gave him a back body drop over the top onto Rusev. Except that I don't know if Owens tossed him too hard or if Rusev was too close to the ring. I'm leaning toward the latter because Xavier basically went over Rusev's head and landed on his own feet and really barely touched Rusev with one arm, but Rusev still fell over and sold it.
Mhm.
So somebody messed up there. I'm going to take a guess that Rusev was too close to the ring because he's done that before. So I'm not going to give botch points for it, but that did not look good. Anyway, so after that happened, Shinsuke came in and hit Xavier with a Kinshasa on the floor. He then got back in the ring, and Kofi pushed Owens away to avoid an attack and hit a Trouble in Paradise on Nakamura and put him down. And Kofi got up, and while he celebrated that, Kevin Owens' random heel turn. That wasn't really random at all.
Because we knew it was coming.
Yeah, most people. Kevin Owens is rarely a full-on babyface.
Yeah.
Nobody. And I feel bad though because he was supposed to be a full-on babyface. Purportedly, this turn only happened because Daniel Bryan fucked himself up at WrestleMania and isn't around to be the top heel to keep feuding with Kofi. It's the only reason that happened. Curses. Anyway, Kofi ate a super kick to the face. And the crowd immediately began booing. Owens then stood over a fallen Kofi. The announcers acted shocked by it. He then took off his New Day shirt, revealed a KO show shirt underneath it. He then stopped Kofi Kingston, threw him out of the ring, whipped him into the barricade, and then whipped Kofi into the ring post, then grabbed the title. And Xavier Woods was still out from the Kinshasa. He got in the ring, stepped on Kofi's head while he held the title in the air, and said that he hopes Kofi's kids and him had a good time because he's coming for this and he's taking it from him. Kofi tried to fight back, but Owens hit him with some stomps against a turnbuckle, then threw him out of the ring, then teased a powerbomb on the apron, but Xavier Woods came in with a dropkick to save the day. Owens decked Xavier Woods with a dropkick of his own, then gave Xavier Woods the powerbomb on the apron. And Owens then slowly backed up the ramp as referees and agents, one of which was apparently Sanjay Dutt, checked on Xavier Woods at ringside. And we ended the program as Owens and Kingston had a stare down.
All right.
Points
right
for the end of the show.
Am I right or wrong? Rusev has assault points.
Yes, that is correct.
All right.
Because that's how that whole ending started. Is Rusev continued assaulting Kofi after the match, so that's an assault.
You have Shinsuke with a move point, Kinshasa.
That's correct. Shinsuke with a Kinshasa on the floor. All right.
We have if I was listening correctly, we have Kofi with 1 move point and 3 for an evasion. If that's correct.
Let me see here. He's got Trouble in Paradise on Nakamura, and it wasn't an evasion. He pushed Owens out of the way of the attack. He did not himself evade the attack, so nobody gets evasion
so
for that. But
just the 1 point for Kofi.
yeah, he gets
then,
he gets a
based
Trouble in
on
He gets a Trouble in Paradise.
190.
Yeah.
Okay, we have Xavier. He is 4 for an assault and 1 move point gives him 5 points.
Sounds good. 103.
Then we are going to go to Kevin.
Yes.
He has 4 move points. No, I'm sorry. 4 for an assault and 6 moves gives him 10 points.
Yeah, they do a whole 6 moves. That's crazy. Okay. All right.
For 1 for the back body drop, 1 for a super kick, and I'm counting 2 stomps. 1 for another drop kick, and 1 power bomb.
Fair. Okay, what was the total?
10 points altogether.
10 points to KO, who is no longer Big O. What's him at 87? All right. And thus endeth the SmackDown. So let us go check out the scores. Let's see what we got. Over here to the score page. Scroll up. Hit this with a data refresh.
Oh, wow.
What?
I'm just looking at the scores between you and Jeff.
I keep forgetting you have the document. Let's see. And, oh, that is a 30-point spread. Wow. Not even.
That is, like, close.
That's actually a 25-point spread right there. Jeff is still in the lead as of right now at 952. Yeah, Jeff, you're not ending this in first place, dude. I have 2 AJ wins on Raw. You're fucked. Unless you got something big out of 205, you're not coming out of this for this particular week. Still in the lead right now is Jeff at 952. I'm at second at 927. Tiff's coming in at 792. Our numbers have the same numbers, just in a different order.
Mm-hmm.
And Risa's at 531. Again, not terribly. Finn Balor holding that team together, and Bailey doing a respectable job as well.
So looks like this season looks like it could be very, very close.
Yeah, I agree. Especially once
so far.
Especially once Miz starts doing shit on Raw to build up Risa's score a little bit, and Bobby Lashley as well. That's going to really bring her back in the game too, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So let me write these scores down over here yonder. Now for 22, no, 23, 19. The first time we've ever done SmackDown first 2 weeks in a row, by the way.
Yeah, that could be my fault.
927. Not a problem. Interesting. 927, and you're at 792. And 530. Okay. Plus, it doesn't help that Jeff's roster is just like hemorrhaging people at this point. Like, Daniel Bryan's out. Who God only knows what. The Hardys just relinquished the tag titles because Jeff busted his knee.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another set out of there. Freaking. Who else did he get slammed on? Okay, with Daniel Bryan out, Eric Rowan is simultaneously out as well. Rowan is out as well, so that doesn't help him in that way. Tyler Breeze is.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was looking at Sanity, and they're broken up, and Alexander is like quit.
Alexander Wolf did not quit. Alexander Wolf is in the NXT UK division.
Well, I mean, he's not going to be on Raw or anything, so that doesn't give him any points.
No, it doesn't give any points. And purportedly, Killian Dane got sent back to regular NXT.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so Eric Young is the only one he's going to get points off of for the Sanity.
So what's going to happen with Nikki Cross, considering that Killian and Nikki Cross are married.
Are they? I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're married, and it's come like I watched a YouTube video of specific things going on as to like who goes where. Like for example, Jimmy and Naomi, they're on the same roster, like on the same show, and then you have um Andrade and Charlotte. Apparently, quote unquote, they're supposedly supposed to be together, and then you have like I can go on, but I mean you have Aleister Black and Zelina Vega. They're on the same show together because they're married. So it's like a theory, I guess.
Pretty much. That's something happened with Andrade, because Andrade is dating Charlotte Flair. So when they they moved Andrade to Raw and then went, shit, he's dating Charlotte. They're on the separate shows. So they moved Andrade back, and because they moved Andrade, they had to move Zelina, and because they moved Zelina, they had to move Aleister
Yeah.
Black, because he's married to Zelina.
Yeah.
And then they tried to blame it on Fox, saying, Fox wanted more Latino guys on SmackDown.
And where do you stand on maybe Becky Lynch being on the same show as like trying to stay on the same show if she doesn't win like the keep the two belts if she because the rumor has it her and Seth Rollins are dating.
Wow, that may be the greatest power couple in the history of WWE. That is amazing if that is true. That's great. I mean, I'm not surprised. We all know Seth Rollins certainly sure as hell isn't married anymore after he tweeted nude photos of a woman that was not his wife.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, we all
That
remember
was
that. And how his wife responded with tweeting nude photos of him.
mm-hmm. It was rumored on that video that I was watching on that YouTube video of the couples.
Well, if he is good for both of them, because that's an amazing power couple. I would love if they could be the next Macho Man and Miss Elizabeth, except if Miss Elizabeth could actually get in the ring and kick a lot of ass and wasn't just eye candy.
Yeah. Well, the video that I was watching it was uploaded by a somebody called WrestleMania instead of WrestleMania, it's WrestleMania.
Ah, I see what he did there.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Anywho, so that those are the scores for the SmackDown.
What's that?
Hey, wow, perfect timing.
Oh,
That is. Were you watching the show?
no, I just got home.
Oh, because we literally just totaled everything for SmackDown.
Ah.
So you were just in time for Monday Night Raw, my good sir.
Risa fell asleep, huh?
Risa is not joining us this evening, and it's not for sleep-related reasons. I will explain later.
Fair.
So tell them about you guys' scores.
Yeah, you and I are 25 points apart.
Wow.
If you take a look at the screen here, you'll see that you have 952 points and I have 927 points.
How the fuck am I still in the lead?
Well, after
because we did SmackDown first. After we do Raw, where I have two massive AJ match wins, you're not going to be. But to answer your question,
my question or his question?
His question. I don't really know. I mean, you don't exactly have a lot going on SmackDown, so I don't know exactly.
No, I don't.
I don't know exactly what did that for you. Kairi Sane won a singles match.
Yeah, she was the only match I had on SmackDown.
You got a promo from Aleister Black.
46 points from that.
Oh, Aleister Black debuted?
Yes, Aleister Black has been cutting promos the last couple weeks on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Pre-recorded in a dark room promos.
Fair.
And they're very good. So, yeah, he'll be debuting soon.
All right.
So you got a promo from him, and I guess that's about it. So you didn't get much, but you had enough from last week to sustain you for now. But that's not going to last through Raw.
Great.
Also, by the way, I know we already know about Wolf. If you were wondering, I have an article here
Mhm.
that I found. It came up before. Where'd it go? Is it in here? No, that's not where I am. Where was this article that I was looking at? Looking at this article, and now I have lost this article.
Where has this article gone?
I know, right? It's like, what the
You can
hell?
show it to me later.
Where can it
Yeah,
be?
look at the article. Basically said Killian Dane went back to NXT.
For fuck's sake. So I lost all of sanity except for
Yep.
Eric?
Pretty much, yeah. That seems to be the way that's going.
Oh, man.
And you gotta think where Nikki Cross is gonna go.
Yeah, she'll be on one of the
Because
two
she and
shows.
Killian are married. Well, if they're really doing this couple thing, like I was discussing with Jim there, they're putting couples on shows together. And Killian
Yeah.
and Nikki Cross are married.
That would be a shame, though, because Nikki was just starting to get a push on the main roster because she's had a few things in the
Yeah.
fires.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's a theory.
Now, well, mind you,
right now it's up in the air. So
well, mind you, it's according to Dave Meltzer, so grain of salt.
Yeah.
Let's see. Nikki Cross has been confirmed as part of the Raw brand, but also hasn't appeared on TV since the shakeup. The NXT tapings are set for tomorrow at Full Sail, so we will see what happens, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. I guess you can just outright remove Killian Dane from my roster.
Well, we'll wait a week or two and see what happens before we make that drastic change.
Mm.
But anyway, yeah, so there we go. Let's go to Raw. On this here Raw deal. Here we go. All right. Tiff, you sticking around? You heading out?
right now I'm still awake. So
Okay. Let us know when you're leaving. All right, so so this is live from Des Moines, Iowa, hometown of the Universal Champion Seth freaking Rollins, or at least pretty close by. He's from Davenport. And we open things up with the live crowd and then Triple H. Because, you know, Triple H opening a Raw with a 20-minute promo is new and original. And so Triple H came out and got in a ring. And Triple H lifted his microphone, and before he even said anything, Seth Rollins' music hits, and he comes out too. Burn it down! Huge ovation for Seth freaking Rollins, and he was wearing an Iowa's own shirt because he is from Iowa. And got the ring saying that this whole thing is too surreal for him to be standing in the middle of the ring in his home state after everything that he's been through with the crowd and everything he's been through with Triple H. It doesn't get more surreal than that. Because, yeah, remember where these two started? It was, you know, the very heel authority Triple H convincing Seth to turn on his Shield brethren the first time. They've come a long way since then.
Yeah, they're both face now.
Exactly. Yeah. So, Rollins said that the whole thing, Triple H shook Seth's hand, and he said that 2 weeks ago at WrestleMania, he did what he said he would do when he slayed the Beast and brought the title home. Triple H put Rollins over, saying that doing what he said he would do at WrestleMania when he stomped that Lesnar bucket head into the ring. And Rollins pointed out that it was 3 times. Like, no, stomp the bucket head 3 times. Stomp that bucket head into the ring 3 times. and brought the title home. Crowd really cheered loudly for Rollins. There were burn it down chants. And Triple H said that as Universal Champion, things have changed, and the whole world is now gunning for Seth Rollins. And Seth said that he knows that, and knows that Money in the Bank is right around the corner, while pointing out that he knows all about Money in the Bank, because he has cashed in Money in the Bank to win the title, but has also had the Money in the Bank briefcase cashed in on him. And he said that he'll never let that happen again. And Triple H told him to be worried about who he is defending the title. Before you get worried about who wins the Money in the Bank briefcase, you should be worried about who you're defending the title against at the actual Money in the Bank pay-per-view. And now we're going to determine that tonight with a couple of triple threat matches. And the winner of those two triple threat matches will face in tonight's main event. And the winner of that match will challenge you, Seth Rollins, for the Universal title at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. And of course, because we're setting this up, it's time for everybody that's going to be in those triple threat matches come out and claim that you're the best and you're the one that's going to win and become champion at Money in the Bank. Because it's one thing Tony loves to do. It's take out those lovely saved word templates of promos and then just fill them in with new names.
Spoiler alert, none of you are winning.
Yeah, probably not.
Unless Vince has really gotten senile.
Yeah. Anyway, Samoa Joe comes out first. He is the United States champion. And the guy in the ring said that I do what I want when I want. And tonight I have arrived on Raw. Now, I gotta say, Becky Lynch has come up with an interesting concept with this double championship thing. And my shoulders are plenty wide with room for one more title. Which would be your title, Seth. Rey Mysterio then came out next. Said, Joe, you're not the only one the only SmackDown superstar looking to make an impact that's been moved to Monday Night Raw. I didn't just come here to drop knowledge. I had a match in mind. And after tonight is all said and done, I see the match being Rey Mysterio against Seth Rollins at Money in the Bank. Drew McIntyre followed this up next. And as usual in any kind of instance like this, okay, Tiff's going to head out. We'll see you later, Tiff. Have a good night.
Bye, Tiff. So Drew did not, in fact,
See
jump to
y'all.
SmackDown. See ya.
See ya. Bye. Sorry, what was that, Jeff?
I said, so Drew did not, in fact, jump to SmackDown?
He did not, in fact, jump to SmackDown.
Fair.
Drew McIntyre came out and said that, and as per usual in these situations, he was probably the best one on the mic, which is saying something considering the company. And now, I don't care what you deserved or if these people care about fresh matchups. You know, because you may be new to Raw. I have been here on Raw, and I have had exactly 0 title opportunities. And the only reason you are the champion, Seth Rollins, is because you got to Brock Lesnar before I did. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to win the matches tonight and go to Money in the Bank to do what I should have done, take my proper place by becoming the Universal Champion. And he's not wrong. He hasn't gotten any title opportunities.
Drew's going to win Money in the Bank, isn't he?
I would very much like that. We were then joined by The Miz, who proceeded to inform us that the A-lister is back on Raw. And once again, Seth, we find ourselves in this situation where you have a title that I want. Now, I have had a reboot, much like a movie franchise, thanks to a man that calls himself the best in the world. And that these past few months have shown me that I can be a man worthy of the Universal Championship. And I think that The Miz versus Seth Rollins for the Universal title is a must-see match. Baron Corbin then came out and got booed out of the building. As he said that, Seth Rollins, you may have slayed a beast, but I retired an Olympic gold medalist. Have any of you beaten a gold medalist in their farewell match? But before he could finish, AJ Styles came out to complete the sextuplet here. Got a big pop, got in the ring, and he started off by saying, "Corbin, shut the hell up. You know, all you do is come out here and talk. You never shut up. And I gotta be honest. Your voice is almost as annoying as your face." Now, it seems like everybody has forgotten that AJ Styles is now on Raw. And I'm going to go on tonight. I'm going to win both my matches. And and you'll all find out exactly why SmackDown Live was the house that AJ Styles built. But this isn't SmackDown Live. This is Monday Night Raw. So I'll give the WWE Universe what they've always wanted. And that's at Money in the Bank. It'll be AJ Styles versus Seth Rollins for the Universal Championship. Seth Rollins looked at Triple H and said, "So this is what you talked about, huh? Everybody's gunning for me. Well, I'm ready. Because let me remind you that I am Seth freaking Rollins, and no matter who comes to Money in the Bank, I am going to burn it down." So that was long and repetitive. No comments? You got nothing? Leave me hanging here?
Nope.
No comments on the opening promo?
Nope.
Well, you suck then.
So did the promo. What's your point?
Touche. Anyway, promo to all these people. Except Triple H.
Unless he's putting himself in the match.
Not that I know of. Anyway, so we got 5 points to Corbin. We got 5 points to AJ up here at the top. We got points to, let's see. Oh, AJ, Corbin. Who the hell is this thing? To Drew McIntyre. And then we got who else was out here doing this? AJ, Corbin, McIntyre, Stereo, Miz, and who am I forgetting? Oh, Joe. Okay. So Rey Mysterio gets 5 points. And Samoa Joe gets 5 points. And last but not leastly, of the sextuplet, we give points over to
Baron Corbin.
No, I did Baron Corbin.
Not on my count.
I did Baron Corbin.
Because you said AJ, Ray, Miz.
No, it's Miz I didn't do.
Okay.
I was going alphabetically down the list. It's Miz I didn't do.
You have Miz, you have Drew, you have Joe, and you have.
I went in order. I did AJ, I did Corbin, I did Drew, I did Ray, Joe, and Miz. That's 6. And of course, last but not least, Seth freaking Rollins.
Yeah.
No, that's Shane. How about Seth? It's 124. All right. There we go. So rolling on from that, we go to a commercial break. And we come back from the break for the first of the triple threat matches. And this one features AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe versus Rey Mysterio. This was the match of the night.
Okay.
This was a damn good match.
Okay.
which is not a surprise given the collective experience of the gentleman in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
So Styles started off by throwing Rey Mysterio at Joe.
Ha! Double team?
I think he back body dropped him or something.
Oh.
It just says Styles launched Mysterio. It doesn't specify how. And I don't remember how that happened.
Mm.
But anyway, he landed on Joe and hit him with a head scissors. And AJ then tripped him and hit Mysterio with a backbreaker. Joe rolled out to the floor, so Styles hit a running knee to Joe's face, and then a snap suplex on Rey. Styles then followed up with a backbreaker on Rey, but he teased some kind of slam on Mysterio. Rey managed to slip out and bail to the floor. Styles then jumped out and threw Rey back in the ring. Rey got to the ropes and countered a powerbomb attempt into a hurricanrana for a 2 count as Joe made the breakup. Joe then hit a back elbow to knock down a charging AJ, threw Mysterio under the bottom rope, and then when AJ charged at Joe again, he got caught and ate a Uranagi.
Fair.
We went to a commercial break mid-match, and we came back to Joe hitting a power slam on Rey and getting a 2 count. AJ broke that pinfall up. Joe then worked over AJ with palm strikes, but AJ countered with an enziguri kick. Mysterio then charged to AJ and hit a bulldog, then tripped up Joe against the ropes, and Joe went out to the floor. Mysterio hit a corkscrew suicide dive onto Joe on the floor. And Mysterio and Styles then battled on the top rope, with Mysterio teasing some kind of suplex to try to suplex Styles out to the floor, which was not going to happen anyway. Joe got back in the ring and did a double back body drop on the 2 guys at the same time. And Joe then went for near falls on both men, but didn't get either of them. We went to another commercial break. We came back from this commercial break to AJ Styles clotheslining Mysterio, and then Joe clotheslining Styles and getting a 2 count off this. Joe then battled Rey, and Rey hit a seated senton, and was then on Joe's back and managed to spike him into the mat for a pin attempt. But Styles broke that up. Rey then hit a head scissors and sent AJ Styles out of the ring. Joe picked Rey up, but Mysterio countered that into a tornado DDT. Joe was then was on the ropes and lined up, so Rey went for a 619, but Joe avoided it, and as Rey slipped through the ropes, he grabbed him from behind and put him in a coquina clutch. Styles then went for a phenomenal forearm on Joe while he had Rey in the clutch, so he let Rey go, caught AJ off the forearm, and put him in a coquina clutch. Styles countered the coquina clutch with a Pele kick. And Mysterio then sent AJ into the ropes and hit a 619 on Joe. And then we went for the 619 on to AJ, but AJ caught him. And then he caught Rey, put him up on his shoulders. Joe was already on the mat for the 619. This is one of the most impressive victories I've ever seen. Joe's laying on the ground because he just got hit with a 619.
Mm-hmm.
AJ catches Mysterio from the left hand. Joe got hit with a 619 off the camera side ropes. He went for it on AJ on the ramp side ropes. AJ catches Mysterio, walks over to Joe, who's laying near the ropes on the other side, puts Mysterio on his shoulders, power bombs Mysterio onto Joe, then picks Mysterio back up by the legs, locks him in Styles Clash position. Styles clashes him on top of Joe, and then pins Joe.
Does that count as assault with a foreign object?
A person is not an object, so no.
Well, okay.
I would, however, consider constituting it an OMG.
Sure.
Because that was a damn impressive victory right there. It's not common that you see that kind of using one opponent on another and decimating both in a match that doesn't involve a guy like Braun Strowman or Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Or Lars now, I guess.
Or the New Day.
Well, yeah. That's like, it takes 3 guys to do it, though. It's not as impressive.
Not really. Big E throws Xavier around all the time.
That's true. Anyway, so AJ Styles got the pinfall off this triple threat match, and we'll go on to the main event. Let me go over to my points. This is being a triple threat. This is a specialty match. So base is 8 for everybody. So we'll start off with Rey Mysterio, who gets the base 8 plus 8 moves, including countering a powerbomb, plus a head scissors, a hurricanrana, a seated senton, another head scissors, and a 619. Which will be 16 points to Ray Ray. Tim at 26. And then Samoa Joe will get the base 8, and he will get 10 points. 3 for countering a 619, 3 for countering the phenomenal forearm, 2 for Gokina clutches, 1 for a power slam, and 1 for the Uranagi. Is 18 points to Joe. 38. And of course, lastly, we have AJ, who will get 20 points for winning the match, 10 for winning a specialty match. He'll get the base 8, is 28. 38. And 7 moves, which includes a backbreaker, a snap suplex, another backbreaker, an enziguri kick, a Pele kick, a power bomb, and a Styles clash. Would put AJ in a total of 45, plus 5 for an OMG of that double move of using Ray on Joe is 50 points to AJ.
Damn.
That's only his first match of the night. That's 92 and a slot in the top 10 for AJ right there.
That's okay. I'm going to get 2 matches worth of points too, and one of them is a victory.
Fair. Moving on. Continuing through the program. AJ celebrated the win post-match. Joe looked like he had a bloody nose. There were some highlights from John Cena, who hosted the Ellen Show for a week. And we then felt the glow as Naomi, new to Monday Night Raw from the Shake-Up, came out to the ring. Following the commercial, the Iconics made their entrance. And Mike Royce fucked up his announcing and said Peyton Billy Kay.
Okay, then.
Still not the worst verbal botch of the week.
Fair.
You missed that on SmackDown where Shane cut his opening promo, was trying to tout the accolades of his father and his family, and tried to say Mount Rushmore and instead said Route Mushmore.
Okay, then.
Anyway, the Iconics come out, and they did one of their traditional heel-type promos to annoy the crowd and reminded us that they are iconic.
And that they are, in fact, the tag team champions.
That too. Billy Kay then had a one-on-one match against Naomi, which Naomi won in less than 2 minutes. And involved Billy Kay attempting an armbar, Naomi countering that with a clothesline, a back elbow, a jawbreaker, a quick shot to knock Peyton Royce off the apron, and then a sunset flip into a pin. All right, so we'll just see. Peyton Royce gets 5 for accompaniment, 6 for an interference is 11, and 5 for the pre-match promo is 16 points to Peyton Royce. 99. And Billy Kay gets 5 points for being in this match. 5 points for the promo is 10. Billy Kay. So we're at 86. And Naomi gets 5 points for being in this match. She gets 20 for winning the match, is 25. And she gets 3 moves for a clothesline, a jawbreaker, and a sunset flip. It's 28 points to Naomi. He has 55 points. Naomi. They showed the creepy pre-debut of new character Bray Wyatt video earlier in the evening. We'll get to the other one a little bit later.
Mm-hmm.
Not going to even do anything with that. Moving on. Some hype for SmackDown and a commercial break. And then we come back to the commercial break to the second triple threat match of the evening to determine AJ Styles' opponent for the main event. And this match featured Drew McIntyre, Baron Corbin, and The Miz. So Miz quickly bailed out to the floor after he quickly realized that the heels were going to work against him. And Corbin managed to punch Miz in the face. Drew McIntyre then threw Miz in the ring and dropped him with a big chop to the chest. Corbin threw punches at him while McIntyre held him, and they basically just double-teamed the shit out of Miz for a little while. Corbin naturally was the first to turn on McIntyre with a punch to the face. He then dumped Miz out of the ring, drove Miz back first into the barricade. Miz then countered with a whipping Corbin to the barricade. McIntyre then came back with a forearm to the back of Miz's head and suplexed Miz for a 2 count. McIntyre decked Corbin with a kick. Corbin slid out of the ring and then came back in and hit a clothesline on McIntyre. Miz evaded a quarter attack and Corbin went shoulder first into the ring post. Miz then hit Corbin with the world famous it kicks and then hit the double knees on both guys against the turnbuckle and then went off the top with the double axe handle. Miz with different kicks to Corbin. Then he went for the it kicks with the fans chanting along. McIntyre avoided a kick, which hit Corbin, and then McIntyre hit a Glasgow kiss headbutt to put the Miz down. He worked over Miz with chop to the chest of the top rope, and then teased a slam off the ropes. But Corbin back got in, leading to the powerbomb on McIntyre. While McIntyre fell back on Miz with a Samoan drop, so they did that, tower spot they like to do. Went to a commercial break. Came back to Corbin and McIntyre slugging it out on the floor. Miz went up top, jumped on both guys with a crossbody attack. He then hit them with his arms. It didn't look that impressive. Miz whipped Corbin into a chair at ringside. Back in the ring, McIntyre hit his reverse Alabama slam on Miz for a 2 count. AJ was shown watching on the monitor. Miz evaded a Claymore kick and applied the figure 4 leg lock, but McIntyre pulled the referee away and then to distract him and then gouged Miz's eye out to break the hold. And Cole pointed out that McIntyre distracting the referee was kind of pointless because there's no DQs in a triple threat match.
I mean, for once, Cole was right.
Yeah, I know. Shocked me too.
Did it shock Corey Graves?
Little bit, not really. He just kind of goes like, "Yeah, no, that's true, Cole." Something like that.
Not, oh my God, you're actually right, Cole.
Yeah, he didn't have a big freak out. Anyway, so Corbin went back in and hit a deep 6 and got a 2 count. He then charged at Miz on the floor. Miz moved and Corbin threw himself into the steel steps. Miz then got in the ring and rolled Drew up for a 2. McIntyre then came back with a spinebuster and a bridging pin for a 2. Miz evaded a DDT and did a kick to the knee, followed by his snap DDT that got a 2. He then hit Corbin with a snap DDT and got another 2. All 3 men were down. Miz got up first and threw Corbin out to the floor with a clothesline. McIntyre then hit Miz with a Claymore kick. Corbin got back in the ring, threw Drew McIntyre out of the ring, and stole a pinfall off the Miz.
Okay.
That's how Corbin wins matches. He waits for other people to do the work and then steals pinfalls.
Hey, as long as he wins, I'm okay with this.
Yeah, fair enough.
Oh, I wish he'd do more work, but hey, I got the win. I'm okay.
You got 1 win tonight anyway.
Mm-hmm. I got more than 1.
Sorry, oh, you have another match win?
I have Ravishing Robert Roode.
Oh, that's right. We'll get to that. Anyway. Post-match, McIntyre was, of course, very angry, and Corbin just kind of smiled at him. So, triple threat match número 2. We'll start off with The Miz, who had the base 8 plus a total of 17 moves, which included evasions of a quarter attack and a claymore, and included his kicks, a double axe handle, the it kicks, a figure four, an evasion of a DDT, 2 snap DDTs, a clothesline, and wait, what the hell? I think something got messed up here.
Hmm.
How am I supposed to have 17? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. No, that should be 16, because that's an error. Whoopsie. What's that supposed to be? Hang on. Oh, what a claymore kick. Yeah, that's 1 point to the wrong person. We're gonna have to move that over. That's okay. That should actually be 16. Means that total for the Miz is 24. Got that, folks. 6. Then we go to Drew McIntyre, who has the base 8 plus 12 moves, which include let's see, a claymore kick, a suplex, 3 for evading a kick, a Glasgow kiss headbutt, a Samoan drop, a reverse Alabama slam, 3 for getting out of the figure 4 leg lock, and a spine buster. So that's gonna be 20 points to Drew McIntyre for the evening.
Drew Mac?
Pretty much. Sorry about that, folks.
You're not sorry. You're not sorry at all.
Shut up. All right, so anyway, as I was saying, 20 points to Drew McIntyre.
Mm.
And your winner, Baron Corbin, is going to get 8 at base. He's going to get 1 move for his deep 6. And then, of course, 20 for the win and 10 for a specialty win. It's 39 points to Baron Corbin.
Damn it, Baron. We should have done more moves.
Yeah. Fine. It's supposed to be 65. Right. So moving on from all that, AJ Styles was interviewed in the back by Charlie Caruso, who asked him how he's going to deal with Baron Corbin later tonight. And Styles said that he thinks of himself as a bulldog that has a lot more fight in him than Corbin. And noted that Corbin, Corbin likes to come out with his ridiculous list of accolades and make the announcer read them off. Well, I could do that too. I'm a 2-time U.S. champion, a 2-time WWE champion, the longest reigning WWE champion on SmackDown. Okay, I may not have been an Olympic gold medalist, but I did beat up John Cena a lot. So I hope Seth Rollins is watching to see me when I win later tonight when I beat Baron Corbin. Something like that. No, promo to AJ. So 97 for AJ. Okay. We're going to a commercial break. Just as a note, if anybody would like to help WWE raise money for Make-A-Wish, you can go to wish.org/WWE. Help those wonderful Make-A-Wish kids. They're good kids. Anyway, we're then joined by Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn got in the ring and ripped on the crowd, saying that there's a false narrative about him. The fans think that I've become a bitter person. No, I'm a jubilant, happy person. It was just, the 10 months that I was away from all this was the happiest time of my life. I'll show you how beautiful life can be outside of these prison walls. Here, look at these pictures from my Instagram. Look at these. Here's a picture of me in Switzerland and on a hiking on a mountain. Look at this. This is beautiful. Here's one of me in Norway. And here's me on a beach in Tulare, Mexico, on a hammock relaxing. Look at the amazing views. Look at this. Here's me at a castle in Scotland. Look at the smile on my face. Look at how happy I am. I was living the good life. And then, as my return to WWE was approaching, I had these feelings of depression and anxiety like a dark cloud hanging over my head. And I couldn't figure out why WWE was making me so sick. I wondered, is it the corporate structure that, holds guys down? No, it wasn't that. Is it the other superstars that are undeniably egomaniacs filling the locker room? No, it wasn't that either. And then I finally got to the root of the problem. And the problem is you people. This toxic culture that you've created and imposed on me and everybody else except yourselves. Does it make you feel good to boo me? Does that make you feel good? And they showed a kid booing him in the front row. It's easier for you to boo me for my role in all of this. But you know what? I'm going to hold each and every member of the WWE Universe accountable for your actions. Because this can't go on. I mean, I would much rather be in another, back in Switzerland or Norway or some other beautiful country than here in depressed Des Moines, Iowa. The fans booed him. And Sami just laughed at them and said, "Well, do you guys have a problem with me that I suggest you what I did? I suggest you all take a trip. I suggest you all take a trip. In fact, I'm the perfect destination. You can take your trip. You can all go to hell." Mic drop.
So is he ever actually going to wrestle?
I don't know. We'll find out. I don't really care if he does at this point. I love this new Sami Zayn, and he's on my team, so I don't care.
Then you should care because you would get more points if he actually wrestled.
I'm aware of that, but I like these promos. This is great. I love this Sami Zayn. Give me a second. I gotta plug my headset in here. It's beeping at me. Yeah, there we go. Promo to Sami Zayn. For that excellent promo. So, after Sami Zayn, we have the official Raw debut entrance of Cedric Alexander. And he stared at Sami Zayn on his way to the ring, so that could be a rivalry. We'll see.
That'd be an excellent rivalry.
We go to commercial break, and we come from the commercial to find out that Cedric Alexander will be taking on newly singled Raw acquisition Cesaro. Yeah, they broke up the bar. I don't know if you know that.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't think that was like actually official. I thought it was just Sheamus is injured for the time being.
Apparently it's official. Purportedly Sheamus is still on SmackDown when he comes back.
Okay, then.
Anyway, Cesaro came up. And he did enter to the bar theme music, even though Sheamus is still on SmackDown, purportedly. So Cesaro had a match against Cedric Alexander. And Cesaro shoved Alexander down and showed that he was the more powerful guy, and then hit an uppercut with a European flavor. Alexander then used his speed and got a head scissors takedown and a drop kick. Cesaro followed, came back with a body slam and then an elbow drop, got a 2 off that. Alexander went off the middle ropes for something, but Cesaro caught him and hit him with a backbreaker instead. He then hit 2 forearms to the back of Alexander and then put him in a headlock. When Alexander fought back up, Cesaro booted him in the face and hit a gut-wrench suplex. Alexander managed to get into a sunset flip and got a 2 off it, then worked over Cesaro with a bunch of forearms and then an elbow to the back of the head, and then 2 drop kicks. Cesaro sent Cedric into the apron, and when he went for a flatliner, Cesaro caught him off that too. Alexander managed to come back from this into a Michinoku driver sit-out slam. Got a 2. They then fought back and forth over a backslide attempt, and Alexander then hit a cartwheel into a kick to the head, sent Cesaro out of the ring. He had a somersault dive over the top onto Cesaro on the floor. As they got back in the ring, though, Alexander went up top, jumped off with a springboard attack, and got decked with a catch uppercut. Which led to Cesaro getting the pinfall.
Off the uppercut?
Off the catch uppercut.
Wow, Alexander sucks. That's great. He didn't even lose to a finisher.
I thought the uppercut was a finisher.
Signature.
Really?
His finisher is the neutralizer. Or the sharpshooter.
Oh, he still has a neutralizer. Okay.
Yes, he does.
I don't know. Anyway, points.
You have the points.
I do. So Cedric Alexander is going to get 5 points for being in the match and 5 moves for a sunset flip, for a head scissor takedown, a sunset flip, a Michinoku slam, a cartwheel kick, and a somersault dive. It's 10 points to Cedric. Which, by the way, as I was mentioning to Tiff, we really need some freaking team names. Unless we just want to scrap the team names.
We do need team names. I thought you said he hit a back elbow at some point.
He did. Is that a move of his?
Yes, that's a signature move.
Okay, that was not counted. Then I will add 1 more point to him.
Yeah, it's that one you always seem to do where he spins around and he holds his arm up and hits him with the back of the elbow.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, that's a spinning back elbow.
Gotcha. Fair enough. Anyway. So that's 11 points to Cedric then. Meanwhile, Cesaro.
At this point, I'm tempted to call my team the Elephant Graveyard because I can't come up with a team name if all my people keep getting injured and or quit.
Yeah. Look at the plus side. You don't have Leo Rush.
No, I have everyone else.
Yeah.
Or had.
Yeah. Anyway, Cesaro is going to get himself 5 points for being in the match, 20 for winning it, and a total of 14 move points, including an uppercut, a body slam, 3 for evading one of Cedric's moves, 1 for a backbreaker, 1 for a gut wrench, 3 for evading a flatliner, 3 for evading a springboard attack, 1 for another uppercut. Is a grand total of 39 points to Cesaro. Oh, hey, I have him. What do you know?
Yeah, you have the bar.
That's 90 points to Cesaro and a top 10 spot. Good for the Swiss Superman. Guy hasn't gotten the recognition he deserves. Anyway. So after all of that, we're going to cut to the back to the Usos. Who's?
Oh.
I
mean, at least I get points for them, but okay.
Yeah. The Usos were interviewed by Charlie Caruso and talked about the other tag teams on Raw, like the Lucha House Party, and made a they each respectively made a comment about not drinking and driving, followed by a stare because they've both been charged with DUI before. They mentioned the Viking Raiders with the crazy beards, and they mentioned the Raw Tag Team Champions, Ryder and Hawkins. And then the Revival showed up for a one-on-one face-off, and Dawson said that the Usos might be the greatest tag team in the history of SmackDown. And Dash Wilder said, I agree with you, Scott, but the problem is this is Raw. The Usos pretended to fall asleep standing up listening to them. And they got in their face and said that the Revival was welcomed to the Uso Penitentiary. Promo to the Usos and the Revival.
So they're keeping the Usos as face. Good.
Yep. So let's see here. Dash Wilder. That's 5 points. 4. And the Usos get 5 points a pop. Given what happened to the Hardys, they probably should have stayed on SmackDown.
Yeah, well, they didn't know.
Yeah. Anyway. And that's Scott Dawson. Let's not forget him.
Why not?
All right. So, after this, the Viking Raiders made their entrance because they're not the Viking Experience anymore because that name was fucking stupid.
Yes, it was.
Although, hilariously, now that they're the Viking Raiders, as some people pointed out, that's incredibly confusing because that's two completely different football teams. So, I went to a commercial break, and we came back from it. The Lucha House Party came out for what was supposed to be a tag team match. But the Viking Raiders decided, no, we don't want to have a match. We just want to beat up Luchas. So they attacked the Lucha House Party before the match could begin. Kalisto and Metal League ate a power slam, a simultaneous power slam from Eric. And then he launched Lince Dorado in the air, and Ivar hit him with a power slam. Which apparently their move is now the Viking Experience. That is now their double team maneuver. And they then celebrated their destruction. So, yeah, that sucked. So 3 points to each of the Luchas for showing up, I guess. Oh, and let's say, and Grand Metalik. And the Viking Raiders, let's see. Eric with the dual power slams and then the double team maneuver. So therefore, they each get assault. Eric gets 2 moves. Ivar gets 1. So 7 points to Eric, puts him at 28. And 6 points to Ivar. Him at 32. Ryder and Hawkins were in the locker room when they were interviewed by Sarah Schreiber.
Hey,
And,
get points for them. Yay.
Indeed. Kurt Hawkins said that the Viking Raiders were tough, but Zach said that they were new while basically the Viking Raiders are tough, but they're new guys. Me and Hawkins have been here for like a decade. Over a decade. We're not going to let those woolly mammoths take what we have earned. Yeah, you probably are. I hate to be the bearer of bad news.
I don't know. I doubt they would just have them take the titles off them like immediately.
Yeah, we'll see.
I think they should have at least one defense. Come on.
That would be nice. Anyway.
Hey, question: has WWE named Asuka and what's her face yet?
They have not.
Damn it.
Although some on the internet have taken to referring to them as Kyrie.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was Kurt Hawkins, and we got on to Zach the Ryder. By the way, given that he's appeared on Up, Up, Down, Down a lot, and we know they're friends, how is it that Xavier Woods hasn't called his nerd ring attire tailor and had him hook Zack Ryder up with a Kamen Rider ring gear yet?
Oh my
Anyway.
god.
What?
Oh, dude. That would be perfect. They could do they could do a double reference with that team.
Okay.
Well, think about it. You have Zack Ryder, which is the obvious one. That's the one you were going for, right?
Yep. Yep.
Who's his partner's name? What's his partner's name?
Kurt Hawkins.
Exactly. You don't get the reference here with Kamen Rider?
No, I don't watch Kamen Rider.
You should know this one. Does the name Brad Hawkins mean anything to you?
Yeah, wasn't he the guy that was supposed to play Tommy?
Yeah, he ended up playing another like tokusatsu character.
Yeah, he was the lead in VR Troopers.
It's still tokusatsu. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, fair enough.
They should be a Toku team. That'd be awesome. And they're on Raw, so Fox won't give a shit.
That's true. It's an interesting idea. Anyway, after a commercial break, we come back to Becky Two Belts, who comes out doing a promo saying that it's the time of year where people step up, and that she found out her next challenger is going to be Lacey Evans, who likes to give Becky cheap shot punches to the face. And Lynch said that she likes to punch people in the face too, and that while Lacey is in the back trying to further her career, she's ready to fight anyone to cement her career. She then called out Alicia Fox, against whom she's scheduled to have a match tonight. Yes, Alicia's back. So we're going to have to add her to the roster. I guess you should go to you, considering you've lost like 5 people.
Do I really have to take Alicia Fox?
Alicia Fox.
I guess. And I'm still waiting on Jack because we still don't know what they're doing with him. All we know is he has in fact face turned. He has in fact turned on Drew.
Good to know.
Which we'll get to momentarily.
Fair enough. Anyway, so Lacey Evans comes out and addresses heels and says that Becky is you're always wanting to fight. I can't understand why you let your emotions get the better of you. Yeah, or maybe like a typical man, you like to be the center of attention. See, a lady is in control of her emotions and is never a show off. And lesson 3 is at Money in the Bank, when I will show you the women's right, and those titles will be mine. Well, title, singular. Lynch said that she was trying to enjoy the last, said that she was trying to enjoy the last few weeks of getting those titles, but Lacey, the plank, is getting on her nerves. And Lynch said that her Irish emotions want to slap Lacey's head off her shoulders, but said that she will dismantle Lacey at Money in the Bank because she can, and because it's time for the man to go back to collecting her debts. So that is a promo to Becky and Lacey. $49 and Becky 2 belts. 35. All right. So as Lacey was leaving, Alicia Fox did in fact make her entrance. And they went and had themselves a match. Becky Lynch versus Alicia Fox. Alicia opened with a shoulder tackle, went for a drop kick, but Becky avoided it, and then hit a spin kick, which sent Alicia out of the ring. Becky then hit a baseball slide, which sent Alicia Fox hurling into the barricade. She then slipped out of the ring and whipped Fox into the ring apron. And but Fox countered and drove Becky Lynch back first into the barricade. Alicia threw Becky back in the ring and got a 2 count, leading to a break. We came back to Alicia hitting a boot to the face for a 2, and then applying a chin lock. Then it looked like Becky was going for. They did a spot where Becky was going to go for a head scissors counter out of a slam, but something happened and they just collapsed near the ropes. So sloppy. I would call it a botch, but I don't know whose fault it is, so I'm not going to worry about it. Alicia Fox then sent Becky out of the ring. Becky whipped Alicia into the barricade at ringside again. Back in the ring, Alicia hit a punch, and Becky hit a forearm off the turnbuckle. 2 Exploder suplexes. Alicia managed to avoid a charge and locked in a roll-up on Becky Lynch, but Becky kicked out of the roll-up, rolled over Alicia, and rolled her right into the Disarm Her, which Alicia tapped out to right away.
Mm.
So, winner for Becky 2 belts.
Mm.
Post-match, Lacey Evans got into the ring and hit Lynch with the woman's right. Lynch got back up to her feet, so Evans hit her with another one. So let's see here. That's going to be Alicia Fox.
Mm.
She's going to get herself 5 points for being in the match and 4 moves, 3 for remaining an attack, and 1 for the. Well, that's a chin lock's not a move. We're not going to count that.
Mm.
8 points to Alicia Fox, to whoever ends up getting her. I'll note her at the bottom for now.
There.
Okay. Okay. Meanwhile, Becky 2 belts gets, let's see. Oh, so Risa actually gave Becky the botch points off that move by the ropes.
Fair.
Okay. I'll respect that. So in that case, it's going to be 5 points for being in the match, and then 11 total moves, 3 for an evasion of a drop kick, a spin kick, a baseball slide drop kick. Again, we're not going to count the escape from the chin lock, so make that 8 and 11. Minus 3 of the head scissors botch, 2 exploders, and the Disarm Her. 20 is, let's see. Under 30 points for Becky Lynch, basically. All right. So 30 points to Becky 2 bells. Puts her at 105. 2 belts coming right up there into the top 10. Like I said, as soon as the bell rang, Lacey Evans jumped in there and hit 2 women's rights. So that's 4 for an assault and 2 for the moves. Is 6 more points to Lacey.
Mm.
It's 55. Next, we cut backstage to Baron Corbin, who was interviewed by Charlie Caruso. And Corbin says that he's going to prove the idiot fans wrong, and he's going to make Seth Rollins pay for making his life miserable. And he said that he's not looking past AJ Styles, he's looking straight through him.
Hmm.
12 points to Baron Corbin. Next, we are joined by the one and only Ricochet, who gets a big pop coming out. And after a commercial break, there's a replay from a few weeks ago when Bobby Roode attacked Ricochet after Ricochet pinned Chad Gable in a tag match. And we are now joined by Robert Roode.
You mean Ravishing Robert Roode?
Robert Roode, who now has some Rick Rude facial hair going on.
And Rick Rude's trunks, apparently.
That too. So Ravishing Robert Roode cut a pre-show interview promo where he talked about how glorious he was. And Corey Graves was a fan of the facial hair, while Renee Young said it was creepy.
Hmm.
So following the match, I'll go to promo to Robert Roode real quick first. Let's see, Roode. Oh, is it a He's got a beef for Bobby. I forgot. Let's amend that to Robert. Time for a promo. Yeah. Robert Roode then had a one-on-one match against the one and only Ricochet. And Roode started off with punches as Corey Graves something about how babies are going to get made tonight because of how Robert Roode looks. And Renee Young said that that's not how babies are made, and there was a really awkward exchange at the commentary desk. Anyway, Ricochet with a drop kick and a back body drop sent Roode out to the floor. Then he went to the apron and hit a moonsault off the middle rope onto Roode on the floor. Which is cool. Went to a commercial. Roode then had Ricochet grounded with a chin lock. So Cole said Bobby Roode. So Graves yelled at him and made Cole correct himself to Robert Roode. Ricochet got back up with an elbow to the gut, but Robert stomped him down with a knee to the ribs and then a suplex. He then slapped on another chin lock. Ricochet managed to get back up again, kicked Roode down and hit a drop kick. Ricochet then hit 2 running forearms, a head scissors takedown, and a shoulder to the ribs. He then kicked Robert Roode down, followed by a springboard clothesline. Ricochet then hit a standing shooting star, got a 2 count off that. Then an elbow to the jaw. Ricochet then with a roll-up, got a 2 off of that. And then Robert came out with a big spine buster. The big double R spine buster. Got a 2 off of that. Then there was a glorious pose. Ricochet got backed up, evaded the glorious DDT, and sent Robert Roode off the shoulder into a knee to the face for a 2. Ricochet then went up top and went for the 630, but Robert Roode moved out of the way, then whipped Ricochet into the turnbuckles really hard, and then hit a glorious DDT for a win. So there we go. So we will start off with the one and only Ricochet, who's going to get himself 5 points for being in the match. And then 13 points for a drop kick, a back body drop, a moonsault, another drop kick, 2 running forearms, 2 more kicks, a springboard clothesline, a standing shooting star, and an evasion of the glorious DDT. Is 18 points to Ricochet.
Okay, then.
Miss Tiff, she reacted and had conversation.
Well, what do you want me to say? It's like, okay, well, I have both of them. Yay, I get points.
Fair enough.
It sounded like it was just your stock standard. Let's get Robert Roode over. Match.
And Robert Roode gets 20 points for winning this match and 5 for being in it, and then 7 points for a knee, a suplex, a spine buster, 3 for evading a 630, and a glorious DDT. Is a total of 32 points to ravishing Robert Roode. Please actually under R. 32, 54. All right. And then I'm sure you have some comments about this, Jeff, because it's time.
Oh, boy.
We're really glad that you're our friend, and this is a friendship that will never, never end.
Okay, then.
We saw the grand return of Bray Wyatt in his all-new Firefly Funhouse. He had a bright red sweater on. He was very upbeat and perky, and still had a beard, but it was much more clean-shaved, and he looked much more, upbeat and positive. And he talked, and there were, kids cheering from somewhere off screen, and he told us, "My name is Bray Wyatt. My funhouse is a place where all my fireflies can be safe, and I can't wait to show you all what I've learned. But first, I want to introduce you to some special friends that I met along the way. And we cut to first Mercy the Buzzard, who said hello, and then Abby the Witch. And, now, I used to be a very bad man. But I've learned from my past, and I even keep a reminder around so that no matter how dark things turn, I will never become that slob loser ever again. See? And there is a cardboard cutter to the old Bray Wyatt, which the new Bray Wyatt then takes a chainsaw to. You know, and so he finishes up that laughing maniacally. Oh, there's a point where he puts his gloves that say "hurt" and "hate" over his, or I should say "hurt" and what do his gloves say, Jeff?
It says, I think it's heel and hurt.
Heel and hurt, thank you. And he puts it up, and there's this weird camera effect for a second, but then he puts it back down, and he's okay. And we had a whole thing where he said that, I'm just getting started here in the Funhouse. So come along with me. Remember, all my Fireflies, I'll always lead the way. I'll always light the way. All you have to do is let me in. And then the theme song played again, introducing us to the new Firefly Funhouse.
Didn't he also do a segment of, part of that segment was introducing his new words, and the word of the day was sociopath?
No, that's this week's promo.
Ah. Fair.
Yes, that's this week's promo, where he introduced that and his new other friend, Ramblin' Rabbit.
Fair.
We'll cover that on Saturday.
Yeah, I like this gimmick. I want to see where it goes.
I agree. There was apparently a lot of controversy because apparently some of the shareholders and the sponsors were not pleased with this gimmick, concerned about the potential of a family-friendly company like WWE promoting what is effectively a cult leader for children.
Well, I'm sure Rebby Hardy isn't doing the bit any any favors.
No, not really. That's a whole nother story.
Well, we'll talk about that next week.
Yeah. Anyway, promo to Bray Wyatt. So we come back to the arena, and the announcers didn't even really address it except for Cole with under his breath. What was that? We went to a commercial break. We found out that next week on Raw, Alexa Bliss will host a moment of bliss and announce the assorted Raw Money in the Bank participants. And we then had AJ Styles had come out just before the commercial. Baron Corbin comes out. Tom Phillips is ring announcer Tom Phillips. I don't know why Tom Phillips is doing ring announcing tonight. Unless that's a fuck up in the recap. But anyway, the announcer read off a long list of Baron Corbin's accomplishments. And of course ended with Des Moines' favorite son. And we then had our main event match of AJ Styles versus Baron Corbin.
Yay.
And of course, the winner of this match will challenge Seth Rollins for the Universal title at Money in the Bank on May 19th. Don't say the date to Kane.
Mr. Mayor, May 19th.
Yeah, right. Anyway, so the match started, and AJ opened up with a jumping kick to the head. And Styles got on the apron, jumped over the top, and Corbin decked him with a punch. Corbin then whipped Styles into the turnbuckle, with Styles going sternum first into the corner. Styles then came back and threw Corbin out of the ring. He went for an attack on the floor, but Corbin tripped him up on the apron, then whipped Styles into a barricade. Styles hit a kick, but Corbin grabbed him and threw him ribs first into the top of the barricade, leading to a break. After the commercial, Corbin was in control with an armbar. Corbin picked up Styles and hit a spinning slam. They battled by the apron, where Styles sent Corbin face first into the top turnbuckle, then kicked him in the back of the leg, then hit a running forearm to the head. He then countered a backbreaker attempt and got a roll-up for a 2. Styles then went for another roll-up while attempting a Styles clash, but Corbin kicked him away. Corbin then slid out of the ring and came back in like he does, leading to Styles with a jumping Pele kick. Corbin came back from this with a deep 6 and got a 2. He then hit 2 corner clotheslines against the turnbuckle, but Styles then came back with a calf crusher submission. The crowd was going nuts for Styles, but Corbin managed to grab AJ's head and slam it into the mat to break the hold. He then hit a boot to the head and jumped off the middle rope while Styles was near the ropes. Styles moved out of the way. Corbin hit the top rope, and Styles connected with a phenomenal forearm and picked up the win, sending AJ Styles to face Seth Rollins for the Universal title at Money in the Bank.
Damn you, AJ.
Clap, 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 clap. Post-match, Seth Rollins came out, got in the ring with the title, stared down AJ Styles, and they shook hands respectingly. So there we go. It's going to be a good match. In the meantime, main event. Baron Corbin gets 5 points for having a match and 4 for being in the main event, is 9. And then another 9 points for moves, including countering a Styles Clash and escaping a calf crusher, plus a spinning slam, a deep 6, and a big boot, is 18 points to Baron Corbin. At 88. AJ Styles gets himself the same base 9. He gets 20 points for winning the match and 5 for winning the main event. And 8 moves, including avoiding a backbreaker, plus a jumping kick, a sliding forearm, a Pele kick, a calf crusher, and a phenomenal forearm for 42 points to AJ Styles. Puts him at 99, which is 109, 1929, 30. At 139, and I'm pretty sure that's number 1 on the leaderboard.
Oh, I'm fucked.
You might be. We'll see. But that was Raw. So let's go ahead and check the scores. Save. Let's go over to this and hit a data refresh. All right. So I am in the lead at 1,143 points.
God damn.
You are in second at 1,115 points.
At least I'm keeping it close, but well,
yeah,
I'm just barely
28
hanging in.
points. 28 points. That's, next to nothing. Tip is at 901, not too far behind us, and Reese is back at 581.
Fair. So before I do 205, I would just like to say, and usually I don't like to call people out, but Neville Triplet of TWM.news, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Okay.
This is the title for his byline. Don't turn the page on this tag team. You should be ashamed of yourself, Neville. You should really be ashamed of yourself. What?
I don't get it.
Paige is their manager.
I was being sarcastic, you idiot. I was doing the sarcastic, I don't get it after laughing heavily.
Fair enough.
Pay attention.
I was trying to find if there was if they ever had a tag team name at all, like if they've ever teamed or anything. I can't find anything. It's like I don't know what the fuck to call myself. Pretty well the team name.
Yeah, that happens.
It sucks. Anyway,
take us over to 205, sir.
205 was interesting, and I really wish I had my roster from last season. It's like literally everyone that I had in my roster that they were barely doing things with, that they kind of started things with, they're all like doing shit now, and it's like I've got nobody. I have my rosters either injured or quit or fired.
Yeah, sucks to be you. Now you know how I felt last season when everybody on my roster was injured.
Yeah.
Or quit or fired.
Yeah. So we started things out with Humberto Carrillo versus Drew Gulak in a grudge match. Drew Gulak cuts the opening promo prior to the match, which is basically usually welcoming people to 205 Live and kind of recapping the big feud from the previous week, which is Drew versus Humberto.
Right.
Basically talking about how I'm going to teach Humberto a lesson, blah, blah, blah. Shut your flapping gums, Drew.
Hey, he stands for a better 205 Live. You respect him.
Yeah. So then he comes out, and then Humberto comes out. And as they're preparing to get their match underway, we cut to a pre-recorded promo from Jack Gallagher, which I believe that you're going to crown the best promo of the night.
Okay.
Because he goes, hello 205 Live. Wish I could be there, but sadly I required some stitches in my mustache, believe it or not. He goes, so I'm sure you're wondering why did I headbutt Drew Gulak. And as a gentleman, I feel I must provide you an answer. It's simple. I long suspected Drew was using me to further his own career. Last week, he cost me my match against Humberto Carrillo, and thus my suspicions have been confirmed. Drew, you may not have valued me as a friend, but you will respect me as an adversary. So I guess that means Drew is facing Jack next week. Or
Sounds like a plan. It's a good
this
promo.
week.
Promo to Gentleman Jack.
Yes. It was a good promo. I thought you'd like the mustache thing at the beginning.
I did like that. That's fun.
So we have ourselves a good old match where Humberto Carrillo does all the work and wins.
Okay.
They have some decent countering. They have some decent
Against,
back.
you have not mentioned an opponent.
It's Humberto versus Drew.
Oh, it's Drew. Okay.
It's Drew.
Okay.
That's why Drew kicked off 205 Live with the promo.
Oh, I see. Okay. Now I
Because
get it.
he was the first match, yeah.
Okay.
Then his was the big feud coming in to this week.
Gotcha. Fair enough.
Like, hey, remember us? You haven't seen us in 2 weeks. Remember we have a feud? Yeah, we're going to kick off the show. That's basically his promo.
Fair enough.
So some decent back and forth, some decent countering. Humberto doing a lot of, well, James Phoenix wrestling.
Yeah.
And Drew doing a lot of submission wrestling. And to be fair,
Shadow wrestling.
not 2019, not online. In my story mode, yes, most definitely yes. And for those out there who have yet to play the 2K19 storyline or who are thinking about starting a new character, don't ever use Technician. My God, is it bad for story? But anyway, Humberto, surprisingly enough, actually manages to out-mat wrestle Drew Gulak in the early goings.
Wow.
Yeah, he starts off the mat wrestling and just out-mat wrestles him, countering like fucking everything he does. He's like, okay, now that I've shown you that I'm a better mat wrestler than you, and I'm going to kick your ass. And just proceeds to go fucking lucha on his ass.
Nice.
Yeah. And to be fair, Drew kind of held his own, but yeah, Humberto was just way too much for him and just literally jumping off of fucking everything and hitting Drew from like all sides, literally doing like blitzkrieg moves.
Fair enough.
He does this one thing I gave him OMG points for, and I wanted to get your opinion on it because it's not necessarily a move. It's not more of like a, oh my God, how did you do that or what did you do? It's oh my God, you have the balls to do that.
Okay.
Because Carrillo grabs Gulak's wrist outside of the ring and holding his wrist, hops up on the apron like he's going to do something.
Okay.
And instead lets go of Gulak's wrist and proceeds to walk up the ropes to come to rest on top of the turnbuckle. And he just stands there, looks down at Gulak, and just kind of waves at him to piss him off.
Ha!
And Gulak's like, get down here! Get down here! Gulak completely ignoring the fucking 10 count from the ref, because he's outside the ring. He's like, no, you will not be up there! Get down here! Meanwhile, Humberto, just with a shit-eating grin on his face, is like, hi.
Nice.
I was like, wow, that's a ballsy move, dude.
Yeah. Did Drew get counted out?
No.
Okay.
No, Drew got up there, tried to attack Carrillo. Carrillo kicked him in the face and just proceeded to kick his ass.
Okay.
Yeah. They continued the match. But I just thought, you know what? That was a ballsy move. That was hilarious. I'm giving him OMG for that.
I will respect that. I am fine with that.
So, yeah, when it's all said and done, basically, fucking Carrillo hits a sunset flip power bomb on Gulak, and then Aztec presses his ass.
What the hell's an Aztec press?
That's his finishing move. They actually named it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that one where he's on top of the rope, and he jumps and bounces off the rope, and does kind of like a, he ricochets off the top rope to do a moonsault press.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, his finishing move.
Okay. I thought his finishing move was that DDT thing.
No, it's the springboard moonsault.
Okay.
Yeah, the springboard moonsault press is called the Aztec press, which I kind of like that name. I think that's cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
Also, I think he finally did a variation on his actual finishing move that I guess they're not really letting him use as a finishing move in WWE.
What's that?
A diving reverse headbutt.
Ah, yeah, they're not big on diving headbutts. You notice Lars Sullivan did it exactly once and doesn't do it anymore.
Yeah, well, Umberto kind of pulled it out because he started to do it, but he spun him, he like flipped over like it was a moonsault and headbutted him as he came down.
Ah, okay.
So he's modified it.
Okay.
So he hits him front instead of back, so he can actually, see where he's going and kind of cushion the fall a little bit.
Right.
But yeah, Carrillo literally pulled out like his entire arsenal in this match and just beat the holy hell out of Drew Gulak.
That is impressive. I guess he has earned the title of taking over for Cedric.
That would be Oni Lorcan, but
that's the other guy.
He didn't live up to it this week. We'll get to that.
Okay.
He kind of disappointed me. But anyway, so you did Gallagher already for the promo, right?
I did do Gallagher for the promo.
Okay, let's go to Drew Gulak, our loser.
Yep.
He gets 5 for a promo, 5 for a match, 6 for counters, 6 for moves, total of 22 points to Drew Gulak.
I'm at 42.
All right, and your winner, Umberto Carrillo. He has 5 for a match, 20 for winning the match, 6 for 2 counters, 5 for the OMG, and 15 for moves.
Damn.
Yeah, he did a lot of moves.
Sounds like it.
Like I said, he used every move in his arsenal.
Yep. Pretty much.
For a total of 51 points to Umberto Carrillo.
61 and 5 is 66.
Ooh. All
right.
Then we cut to Oni Lorcan for a promo and then Arya Daivari for a promo just to hype up the main event.
Okay, got it.
So 5 points to those gentlemen.
Oni Lorcan and Arya Daivari.
Now, Arya Daivari is actually really good on the mic.
Good.
And then we cut to DM the GM berating Maria for interfering yet again and not allowing her husband to actually win on his own.
Ah.
Like the DM the GM was pissed too. And then Brian Kendrick walks and goes, "Hi. So am I interrupting? Sorry. I just saw you guys talking here and just thought I'd kind of butt in here." And this proceeds to basically talk a bunch of nonsense to them and just kind of piss off Mike and Maria. And Mike is basically like, "What the hell are you even doing here? What, are you here to like set up a match for your boy Akira or something? I mean, I already beat him once." And, because they were talking about how Maria once again kind of screwed Akira Tozawa last week in that multi-man match. And Kendrick's like, no, proceeds to back off. And like he's backing away. He's like, no, I'm not here really to do anything. Just kind of here to distract you. They're like, what? Blindside by Akira Tozawa.
Nice.
Akira Tozawa just beats the shit out of Mike Kanellis before the GM pulls him off. And Kendrick just kind of smiles and walks off.
Ah, that's great.
I love he just blatantly tells him, "No, I'm here to distract you."
Yeah. It's 5 points to the Brian Kendrick.
Yep, and Mike and Maria.
And 4 points to Tozawa.
Yep.
Assault is 32. And then 5 points each to the Canellises.
Yep, so I guess Mike versus Akira is the feud going forward.
All right. At least it means they're not leaving.
Nope. Then we have our main event, Arya Daivari versus Oni Lorcan, number one contenders match.
Probably learned a lesson about trying after what happened to Luke Harper.
Yeah.
All right.
So, Ari Davari comes out, Oni Lorcan comes out, and then before they can start, Tony Nese comes out with his belt.
Ah.
He proceeds to walk down the ramp, around the ring, shakes hands with the commentators, and the mic kind of picks up him saying to them, "Good evening, gentlemen. I'd love to sit here and talk to you, but I'm here to scout." And they're like, "Cool." So he just sets up a chair, sits in front of the table, and just kind of looks at the two men. Like, "What are you looking at me for? You have a match."
Fair enough.
He's because he sits there to scout because either one of them is going to be the number one contender. So he's like, "Well, I want to watch this match, and I want to
Makes
watch
sense.
it plus personal."
Okay.
So Tony Nese is quote unquote commentary for this match.
Okay.
So 5 points to Tony Nese
Sounds like a plan.
because that's all he does. Because he's a face,
Yeah.
so he doesn't do anything else.
Yeah. 87. Fair enough.
Then we have ourselves a one-on-one match: Oni Lorcan versus Arya Davari, and it's basically Oni doing all the work, Arya trying to run the fuck away.
Mm.
But eventually they do lock up. They do have themselves a pretty good match. This was a good match. There was plenty of counters to be had. Like on Davari's side, we've got 3 evasions, 9 counters, and 3 or not 3 evasions, 3 point, 1 evasion, 1 escape, 3 counters. And on Oni, we've got fucking 3 evasions, 1 escape, and 2 counters. So yeah, they had each other scouted. It was a good back and forth match.
Good.
But at the end of the day, Arya Davari does actually win with a hammerlock lariat.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a good match. I was disappointed Oni didn't win.
Well, I'm not surprised. I mean, if Oni Lorcan is supposed to be the new Cedric Alexander, we saw what happened to Cedric Alexander on Raw.
Yeah, but if they're supposed to set up Oni Lorcan as the new Cedric Alexander, then you would think they'd win. Also, I like what they're calling him.
Okay, what are they calling him?
Because Oni Lorcan, not in this promo, but I guess in some promo like off screen, basically said, I am not the heart of 205 Live. I am not the soul of 205 Live. I am the fury of 205 Live.
Nice.
And I'm like, I like that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's great. I approve.
So, but either way, Oni Lorcan dude's a fucking machine. Wow. Oh, also, I now have the name of his uppercut because he basically used the Cesaro's Swiss uppercut.
Ah.
But because Oni is from Boston, they're calling it the American uppercut.
Nice. Works for me.
Yeah.
Points.
So, your loser, Oni Lorcan. 5 for a match, 4 for the main event, 9 for evasions, 3 for escapes, 6 for counters. Yes, I'm separating them now. It makes it easier.
That's fine.
18 for moves. Total of 45 points to Oni Lorcan.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay, so 45. Let's say that would be 91 and 101, 110. Let's say 101, 111, 121. That'd be 131. At a top 10 spot.
Oni. All right, and then over to Arya Davari.
He just came with an 8 points of AJ. Jesus Christ.
He's good.
Clearly.
This
Anyway.
is a damned good match.
Yeah. Anyway, Davari.
Yeah. Now wait till you get a load of his points. So you have 9 for being in the match, 25 for winning the match, 3 for evasion, 3 for escape, 9 for counters, 6 moves. Total of 55 points to Arya Davari.
Not bad at all. That puts him at an even 100. At the top 10.
And that is your 205 Live, your number 1 contender, Tony Nese's Cruiserweight title at Money in the Bank, Arya Davari.
Cool.
So I guess Arya Davari is going to be Tony Nese's first victim.
I guess so. Sounds like a plan. Let's go to the scores.
So yeah, 2 very solid matches. I I also want to say I don't know if I approve of the new format for 205 Live, because it seems like it's no longer an hour-long show. It seems really fucking short now, because every 205 Live pretty much since WrestleMania has been 2 matches and a bunch of promos.
Well, you can verify that the WWE Network does in fact have a little timer slider. You can see how long the program is.
That is true. It just seems to be because before it used to be like 3 matches and a bunch of promos. Now it's 2 matches and maybe only 1 promo that actually matters.
Right.
And it's just like, wow. Wow. This is kind of going downhill. The matches are great. Everything else kind of shit. And there's only 2 matches. So it's like, what happened to the 3rd match?
They probably realized that having the 3rd match was just straining the show too long. Because remember, this is 2 matches on 205 after 5 matches on SmackDown, plus whatever dark matches they filmed before that for main event and everything else.
Yep. Or the rumors are true and they're preparing for a 3-hour SmackDown.
Or that.
Which would fucking suck.
Yeah. Anyway, let's go to the scores. You motherfucker. You're back in the lead at 12-16 to round the week out.
Well, I did get like about over 100 points this week, that one show.
Yeah, I'm at 1153. Tiff is at 966. Wait, that can't be right.
Yeah, she got 65 points.
That doesn't make any sense.
She has Ari Daivari.
Yeah, who got 100 points? Or who has 100 points?
Yeah, he got 55 points.
All right, fair enough.
And she has
Tony Nese. Yeah.
Tony Nese.
Okay. All right, yeah. I'm done miscounting points in my head. All right, so she goes at 966.
Actually, no. Daivari got 60 points and Tony Nese got 5 because Daivari also cut a promo.
Right. Okay. And then Risa's at 617.
Poor Risa.
She'll catch up. It's early.
Yeah, you and I are going to be slugging it out. I have a feeling, though, you're going to fucking crush me come Money in the Bank.
Why do you figure that?
Well, let's see. I don't know. You have the WWE champion. You have, who else do you have? Do you have Joe?
I do have Joe.
So you have the U.S. champion. So either he's going to be in Money in the Bank, or he's going to defend his title. If he defends his title, you'll get points for that.
He's in Money in the Bank. They already confirmed that this week.
Okay, so him and Ray then are probably in that.
Yep. Yeah, I'll just tell you, Money in the Bank from Raw is Joe, Ray, Corbin, and Miz.
Mm-hmm.
And from SmackDown is Ali. Brain fart. Ali, Orton. Crap. What was the face on freaking? No, wait. Let me amend that from Raw. Hang on a minute. What did I say for Raw? No. The Raw guys in Money in the Bank are Braun Strowman, Ricochet, Miz, and McIntyre.
Okay.
Yeah. The SmackDown guys are Mustafa Ali, Randy Orton. Who the hell else is on SmackDown that they were teaming up with? Oh, Andrade and
Roman?
No. Who's Andrade been feuding with recently?
I didn't know he had a feud on SmackDown.
Yeah, I thought he was a feud with Andrade. Who the hell was Ali's partner? Oh, Finn Balor.
Oh, so the IC champ is going to be in the Money in the Bank?
Why not the US champ is?
I thought you amended it and took him out of it.
Wait, is Joe? No, isn't Joe in the match?
You took him out of it in the second listing.
You're right. Yeah, it's not Joe, but the IC title will be in the match. Balor is in the match.
Okay. Why do I have a feeling I might actually win this thing?
I don't know.
I have a feeling Ricochet might actually pull this off.
It is possible.
Yeah, because I see Joe and Ray actually having a match at Money in the Bank, especially because they're doing this whole thing with Dominic. So there's heavy rumors flying around that Dominic has signed with WWE,
Right, which makes sense.
which means you'll have to add him to the roster.
Yeah, Braun, Ricochet, Drew, and Corbin, Ali, Balor, Andrade, and Orton.
Yeah, Corbin's not winning it because he's already been it. Braun probably won't win it for the same reason because he's been Monster in the Bank.
True. But remember, neither Strowman nor Corbin successfully cashed in.
True. But I have a feeling now with Black on SmackDown and Ricochet's alone, they might give him the belt to like super push him.
They might. If you're wondering, the women's match is Natalya, Dana Brooke, Naomi, and Alexa Bliss. SmackDown includes Bayley, Mandy Rose, Ember Moon, and Carmella.
Well, I'm fucked.
No, Roman Reigns has a singles match against Elias at the pay-per-view.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, well, I'm fucked because Natalya's not winning that. I think it's either going to be Bayley or Ember Moon.
Fair enough. Oh, also, by the way, as a note, apparently, we did that whole thing where Miz came out, was trying to start other things. Well, apparently we decided that no, we're just going to continue the same shit on Raw.
Okay.
Because freaking and again, we'll talk about this more on Saturday because we were on Raw and Shane McMahon showed up and distracted Miz and just basically fucked around with him and beat him up. So now at Money in the Bank, the Miz will fight Shane McMahon in a steel cage match.
Oh.
So apparently, despite the fact that Shane has been also building heat with Roman on SmackDown, he's still fighting the Miz on Raw too.
Fair. We'll see. Anyway, to the happy totals. Oh, we already did totals. To the leaderboards.
Yes, that is where we're going to go next, to the happy leaderboards.
Yes.
So I think the top guy's already at the top. No, it's Kofi. Oh, wow, AJ's only third. Fair enough. I guess some champs should be above. The WWE Champion Kofi Kingston still up there at number 1 at 190 points. Followed by the Intercontinental Champion Finn Balor at 151. AJ Styles, the number 1 contender to the Universal title, is at 139. Oney Lorcan of the Fury of 205 Live in here at 131. Seth freaking Rollins, the Universal Champion, dropping from 2nd down to 6th this week because he didn't do anything except show up and talk for a little while. Is at 124. Becky Two Belts coming in at 105, followed by Xavier Woods of the New Day at 103. And then we got Arya Daivari of 205 Live in there at 100 points even, followed by
the number 1 contender.
Number 1 contender to the Cruiserweight title, followed by one half of the Women's Tag Team Champions Peyton Royce at 99 points, followed by a tie for last place between Bayley, a participant in the Money in the Bank ladder match at 90, and also Cesaro, newly singled on Raw with 90 points. And if you were to dissuade that tie, then Ricochet, the one and only with 89 points, would also constitute a spot in the top 10.
How am I in first place with only 2 people in the top 10?
I think it has something to do with this right here.
Oh.
And also these 2 guys up here.
Well, that's going to change because with Jeff out, what's Matt going to do?
Probably nothing.
Or they could try to do solo rank because Matt's perfectly fine.
That is true.
Like, well, fuck, might as well use him. They're kind of desperate for people, and it's not like he's doing anything else. Need a top face? There you go. You got one. Top main event face because it's Matt Hardy.
Yes, Brother Bray, I am enjoying your Funhouse of Fireflies.
That'd be awesome if you actually said that. Yeah, Bray needs to come back. You need to come back, Bray. You need to do something other than just these promos because I need fucking points. Help me, help a brother out here, Brother Wyatt.
Help him, Bray Wyatt. You're his only hope.
Pretty much at this point.
All right. So there we go, folks. That is our program for the week.
Actually, my best shot and probably the best people I have on my roster right now are Kairi Sane and Asuka.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have Seth, but it's not like he's really doing anything. He's just kind of there.
Yeah, pretty much. We'll see. So this has been the program. We will see you on Saturday for the usuals for this week. We'll get all that caught up. When you see me next week, I will be on my nice new desktop setup over yonder.
And let's not forget, people, Sunday, May the 5th, 8 years of X-Pound.
Avengers Endgame.
That's right. We will have people there. People you guys probably haven't seen in said 8 years.
Well, a couple maybe.
So
I got to
what time is that going to be at, Jim?
That is going to be in the neighborhood of 10:30 p.m. Eastern time. Might be closer to 11, depending.
Fair.
So I got to send a message to Kage. That reminds me. But at any rate, this has been the usuals for the week. Jeff, thank you for being here. Tiff, thank you for being here earlier and your wonderful contribution. Risa, sorry we missed you, but we'll hopefully see you on Saturday.
Glad I made it back in time.
As am I. I'm Jace Phoenix.
No, we don't.